time. So you can watch Tootsie your monkey ass back to Africa if you want to.
What's up? What's going on? Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Salute to you. Salute. Got a great show today. Top secret Pentagon documents leaked by a college bro. What? Dude, look at what I got at work, bro. Look at what I got, bro. Never in a million years, man. Never in a million years would I think that I would ever live through what we are going through right now. A 21-year-old boy working in the military, working in intelligence, E3, if I'm mistaken. He's not even a specialist. He's a E3. He's a private first class. Somehow obtained some damn documents on the Ukraine. But you guys are going to be very, very shocked at my opinions and perspective about this one. I'm going to give my chaotic truth about this one. I'm going to get into the article. But guys, hit the like button, share the video. Salute to you all. I'm sending positivity out to all of you. Who do we have in the build? Oh, by the way, the poll question is, would you sell U.S. classified secrets to North Korea or Russia for $1 million? Now, 65% of you said yes. 65% of you said no. 35% of you are treasonous. You guys hit that like button faster than the lights come on. I'm going to talk about a lot of things today, guys. I'm going to talk about Joe Biden, of course, Donald Trump, and the CashApp exec who was murdered. Comes to find out he was murdered by a fellow tech exec male. We know, we can only surmise what was going on with that one. I'm going to give you my opinion about that, too. I'm going to be very graphic, but I'm going to give my opinion, guys. But salute to you all. Let me see who's in the building before I get into the topic. Hot Spot Casino says, I don't like you, but I'll tune in for this one. Salute to you, Hot Spot Casino. Positivity is coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. Who else do we have in the building? We got Jezebel in the building. What's up, Jezebel? Positivity is coming your way. I hope all is well. I hope all is well with you and yours. Jezebel says, I love CT. I love you too, Jezebel. I hope all is well with you and yours. Sending out peace and prosperity to you and your family. Mr. I Eat Ass is in the building. Says, the boy just exposed I Eat Ass. You have to use the right pronunciation. It's O-U-R, our crooked ass government. But salute to you, Mr. I Eat Ass. I hope all is well with you and yours. Just Pearly Question says CT is number one. Thank you so much. Just Pearly Questions. I hope all is well with you and yours. God damn, the luck in the building says too many leakers that are out of control. Hang this guy for treason. And I bet leaks would go down. I don't think we have to hang him. Because there have been a lot of people in history, even recently, that have leaked documents. Just recently, if I'm not mistaken, a very famous General Petraeus, he leaked documents. He was what we call back in college, he was pillow talking. She said, turn me on, General. He said, oh, yeah, I'm going to tell you about North Korea. I'm gonna tell you about China. I'm gonna tell you about the other side of the moon. Oh, baby. Who else do we have in the building? We have Dylan in the building. Dylan's positivity is coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. Salute to you. We got Max in the building. Max says, not all heroes wear capes. Now listen, hold on for a minute. Look, call in. I'm going to shock you guys again with my perspective. Let's not jump to conclusions here. Because we've been lied to about the Ukrainian war. Hold on, be careful because of the YouTube algorithm. But we've been lied to. And this young man, though it would appear he may have committed some sort of infraction per the military. But maybe there's something greater at hand here. Give me a second here. Got Leander in the building. Salute to you, Leander. Positivity is coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours, Leander. 06, by the way. Ivy Dreams is in the building. 06, Ivy Dreams says, good morning, CT. 08 loves 06. Thank you so much, Ivy Dreams. Excuse me, guys. We got TEC in the building. Positivity is coming your way, TEC. I hope all is well with you and yours. Capsuel says, I could get more if I sold them to the Chinese. Uh-oh. Why do you think you? Oh, well, I guess because China is a civilized first world country, whereas North Korea, ooh, yeah. Let me see. We got 23423. 23423 is in the building. Positivity is coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. Dylan says he is a third generation Portuguese American. I have no idea what that has to do with anything, but I'm going to rock with it. Thank you so much, man, for letting me know that. I hope all is well with you and yours. Mama Carol is in the building, says, I'm really a patriot. I wouldn't sell them for no amount of money. Salute to you, Mama Carol. Talking about what she sell secrets to Russia or China or North Korea, excuse me. Dio says, I wouldn't sell documents, but I might give them out depending on what they are. Give out the documents depending on what they are. Salute to you, Dio. Mario's in the building with the super sticker. Thank you so much, Mario. Positivity is coming your way. I hope all is well with you and yours. What's up? Thank you so much. What's up, Barnabas? Salute to you, man. Positivity is coming your way the same way with you, Ashley, as well. Thank you so much for coming to the building. Guys, what do you guys think about, if you already know, but what do you think about this Jack character, 21-year-old boy, if you ask me? What do you think about him leaking these classified Ukrainian documents? Let me see. We got Angry Snowman says, good morning, CT. Good morning to you, Angry Snowman. Hope all is well with you and yours. Mama Carol says, I love CT. He's like that irritating little brother. Ooh. Thank you so much. Guys, hit that like button while you coming on in, guys. I'm going to drop the link early, too, because I want you guys' opinions about this. I'm going to talk about, again, guys, Joe Biden. I'm going to talk about the tech exec. I thought the tech exec was actually murdered by a homeless, dope fiend, cracked out homeless man. And that is shameful because we have to stop stereotyping San Francisco. Turns out it was a fellow tech peer of his. Let me see who else is in the building. We got Sam in the building. Angry Snowman says, seems to me like someone just let the American people know for a fact what our involvement is over in another conflict that has nothing to do with us. Yes. There's a lot going on over in the Ukraine. Let me see here. Hold on for 1 second, guys. I want to bring something up real quick. Before I get into the main topic, I want to talk about our dear and beloved president. I want you guys to watch this real quick. I I believe that Joe Biden, hear me out for a minute. I'm not trying to be that guy, right? But I believe that Joe Biden is the oldest geriatric male who is being taken care of by the government. I think he's cosplaying. I believe he's cosplaying as president. I don't believe that he will run again. And I'm going to show you something with Al Roker that happened over the weekend. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is very, very, very telling about this man's mental state. Give me a second here. Check this out. Now, this is Al Roker, the weatherman from the Today Show, very famous. He used to be morbidly obese back in the day, lost a lot of weight, he has overcome so many health conditions in his life. But here he is in his glory at the White House. They're having some Easter egg, or they had an Easter egg hunt for the children in the DMV area over the weekend, or past weekend. Now you see how Al Roker is very, very energetic. Now watch what happens. Watch what happens when he interviews this man who is pretending to be the president of the United States of America. Watch this.
Balcony of the Blue Room overlooking the White House South Lawn, and we are honored to have the president, Joe Biden, and Dr. Jill Biden.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. First of all,
honestly, I don't even like talking disparagingly about very old people, dinosaurs like this man. I don't think he knows where he's at. I really don't. I don't think he quite knows where he's at right now. I think that his wife, who is the first lady, I guess, I think that she has to walk him around and constantly remind him, okay, Joe, this guy right here is going to interview you. You are at the White House. The kiddies are here for an Easter egg hunt. Don't kiss any of the kids on the cheek, Joe. Remember that. Hold on for a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Let's keep watching.
how was your Easter?
It was great. We went up to Camp David, and we read the whole family, getting bigger and bigger, grandkids, kids. We had Easter egg roll. And no, we did not roll. Easter egg hunt. I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, go out and hide. Total, I guess we had 38 eggs.
Yes.
And some of them have little plastic ones. They put little prizes in the eggs. And everybody gets engaged.
Yeah, they love it.
Hey, Dr. Biden, the theme this year, education.
Education. Don't you love the name? And you love education, Al. So I'm a teacher.
Education. This is what we're talking about. Education. China is massing an incredible army. They are advancing their military through technological means. And this crazy woman and this crazy old man are talking about education. 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 This is what we're talking about here. This is what we're talking about here. We got people border hopping every damn day in America. You have cities out of control. You have a failing public education system. And this woman here, Jill Biden, is talking about education. Education. Wow, that's quite damn fascinating. Quite fascinating. That is incredible. Incredible. Let's keep playing.
So that's what we themed this year's Easter egg roll. And we have science. I know you love science. And we took one of our eggs and we sent it up.
How does she? Oh, well, he is a meteorologist. So, okay, I can see why she said that. Okay, that makes sense. Now he's looking at her like, what are you talking about? What?
To the International Space Station in February.
Hold on for a second. Wait a minute.
Here's Easter egg roll. And we have science. I know you love science. And we took one of our eggs and we sent it up to the International Space Station in February so that we could teach kids about.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Just gonna roll.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight, Jill. Sending an egg into space, which is a waste of taxpayer dollars. Somehow that is going to teach kids about science. Wow. Woo. I don't know how. Somebody throw me some rope here. I don't know how that's going to do it. Hey, but I guess. Send that egg up in the send that egg here. Let's waste everybody's time. Here, take this egg. Here goes an egg. Oh, I just dropped it. Okay, bring me another egg. And astronauts, take this egg up into the shuttle, and then when you hit the space dock, bring the egg with you. What are you talking about, Jill Biden? What on earth are you talking about? This is who's running our country? Give me a second here. Let me see what else they're talking about.
Rolling around.
Yeah,
No, it is.
rolling around so we could teach kids about gravity. So learning.
An egg will teach kids about gravity. You know, again, guys, I didn't graduate with any science degree. I've always been a fan of science. But what the hell does an egg in space have to do with gravity? What are you talking about? Somebody throw me some rope here.
Can be fun anywhere you are. So we have all kinds of educational activities here at the White
And
House.
30,000 kids coming through.
Yes.
30,000
That's a lot of
invitations.
kids.
It's a lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
You know, we had just finished. We had Passover, Easter, Ramadan. What's the message that you have, you and Dr. Biden have for our nation?
Reach out to somebody. Do something nice. Just a simple act of kindness. I mean, it's not complicated.
Simple act of kindness. You guys treat the Trumps like utter trash. Let's be honest. You guys treat the Trumps like utter trash. Be kindness. You guys treat everybody on the right like an ugly stepchild. Stop.
And it's amazing what happens. Open the door for someone. You know, pick up something if they drop it. Move and
Open the door for someone. Pick up what?
say hello. I mean,
Okay, I can see saying hello. Okay, that's a good one, Joe. That's a good
I
one.
really mean it. I just think we've gotten much too tense as a nation. I just think we have to be a little more open.
A lot more kindness.
Yes, absolutely. So this is a fantastic event, one of my favorites of the year. I was just wondering, Mr. President, will you be taking part in the Easter egg rolls after 2024?
Well, I plan on at least 3 or 4 more Easter egg rolls.
At least 3 or 4 more.
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5.
maybe 6. What the hell?
Are you saying that you would be taking part in our upcoming election in 2024?
Well, I'll either be rolling an egg or being the guy who's pushing them out.
Come on.
What? Whoa. Did anybody catch that? Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Wait a minute. Did anybody just catch what he just said? Okay, I'm gonna rewind it real quick. Wait a minute. What? Okay, let me turn it up. Maybe that's the problem here. Let me turn it up real quick. What did he just say?
I'll either
be
Wait a minute. What did he say?
5.
maybe 6. What the hell?
Are you saying that you would be taking part in our upcoming election in 2024?
Well, I'll either be rolling an egg or being the guy who's pushing them out.
Come on, help a
What? Hey, you know when you're drunk? Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Now, guys, I'm not in the business of making fun of old people. I'm not. Come on, man. What kind of person do you take me for? Wait a minute. What kind of person do you take me for? I'm not into that. I'm not trying to make fun of these 2 old people. This man is the United States president. Okay? I'm not the president. I'm a nobody. But when you're intoxicated and someone asks you a question and you try to pretend to be serious and you try to talk, but you're so drunk that it's still, so you're so drunk that you trying to be serious comes off as even more drunk. Tell me I'm lying. You've been so drunk before you're like, you could be so drunk, somebody could ask you, hey, what's 2 + 2? You say, 1 plus 1, this is 2. See, you're so drunk that when you try to be serious, you're thinking. And remember, there's a time dilation when you're drunk or high. So when you're trying to give an answer, because you're answering so slow, you sound even worse. You might as well just talk while you're drunk. I mean, listen again. Hold on for a second. Listen.
Our upcoming election in 2024.
Well, I'll either be rolling an egg or being the guy who's pushed them out.
Come on, help a brother out. Make some news for me.
Help a brother out, man. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop.
I plan on running out, but we're not prepared.
Help a brother out. Make some news for me.
I plan on running out, but we're not prepared to announce it yet.
All right.
I plan on running Al Roker. I plan on running for president, but I'm not gonna announce it yet. What? You just announced it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did that just not happen? Wait a minute. Listen.
Being the guy who's pushing them out.
Come on, help a brother out. Make some news for me.
I plan on running out, but we're not prepared to announce it yet.
All right. Well,
You just announced it. You just announced it. Me and my wife argue all the time about this. Now, she's an attorney, so I think that's why she has some sort of peer respect for Joe Biden. But the fact of the matter is that, I try to explain to her, I'm saying, look, I'm just a layman. I'm a common person. I don't have a big fancy law degree like a lot of you do. But, I mean, you can't tell me that this presidential Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex, this old man, he's not losing it. He said, I plan on running Al. I'm just not announcing it yet. You just announced it. But anyway, nevertheless, hold on for 1 second.
So nice. Thank you for having us up here.
Good to be here.
Thank you, Dr.
Have
Biden.
fun.
And I
Have
noticed
fun
all your
today.
cameramen want to put down their cameras and go get some of those Easter eggs.
That's right. We're going.
What? Okay, Joe, let me tell you something, buddy. His cameraman ain't putting down no cameras to go Easter egg hunting with some kids. What are you talking about? What? I want to point out that Biden said, not Biden, Lee says, Joe Biden is senile. His brain has deteriorated and he's unfit to even tie his own shoes, let alone lead a country. I agree with you. I agree. Joe Biden is, and unfortunately, I'm going to be very brutally honest with you. He reminds me of, when you go into like a park or you go into some area where there's like a pond and there's like a bench and it's like an old man there. And he's just, he's like 90. He's just feeding the birds. I understand that. The man's in the twilight of his life. He's probably lived a hell of a life. And all he can do now is just feed the birds, just relax. Joe Biden is that guy. But unfortunately, that guy shouldn't run the country. Just let this guy just be in the park somewhere feeding some birds at this point. Here goes, something. All right, let's see what else they say. Hold on for a second.
Afterwards, we'll make an egg salad. It's going to be great. That's all right. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Chief White House Correspondent Al Roker.
And look at these laughing hens and this silly dude just laughing. Okay, Al. We're just all going to pretend like this man and this woman are absolutely crazy and unfit to be the president and first lady. Okay, Al. Yeah. Keep laughing. Keep on smiling like everything is normal. All the while, Xi Jinping and Putin and all of them are just arming away. muscling up their military. Keep laughing. Keep laughing. Ha 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 ha. Let's see.
Miss you from the president and Dr. Biden. Thank you for being with us.
Guys.
Breaking news. All right.
Okay, there we go. Okay, that was okay. I just want to show that real quick. What's up, everybody? Positivity is coming your way. Dio's in the building. Says making egg salad with Biden's butt eggs. What the F? And on live TV. Did he just say that though? I don't know if he said butt eggs. Hold on for a second. Wait a minute. I don't. Wait a minute. Did he? I must have missed that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Dio. I'm gonna go back to that. Give me a second. I'm gonna go back to it right now because I didn't hear that part. Let's see here. What are you guys doing today as well? It's a beautiful Friday, coast to coast, nice and sunny. What are you guys doing today? Please put that in the chat. By the way, I'm gonna be out running, exercising. Well, running. Maybe not exercising, but definitely running. Let me see here. I eat ass says CT wants to feel sleepy. Oh, come on now. Stop. That's inappropriate. That's inappropriate. Dio says he pushed them out. They are butt eggs. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see real quick what he says. Okay, hold on for 1 second. Okay, let's go back to it real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, Chief White.
Have fun.
And I
Have
noticed
fun
all your
today.
cameramen want to put down their cameras and go get some of those Easter eggs.
That's right. We're going to afterwards. We'll make an egg salad. It's going to be great. That's all right. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Chief White House correspondent Al
Come
Roker.
on, Al.
Getting the
Come on,
scoop
Al.
from the president.
Man, damn. Wow, that is incredible. Anyway, let's see here. Steven says he's working. Let me see here. I'm about to drop the link again. Positivity is coming your way, guys. Hope all is well with you and yours. Guys, hold on for a second. Here we go. Pentagon leak suspect Jack, is it Texeria? Is it Texeria? To appear in federal court on Friday. Jack, who's 21, is accused of leaking classified intelligence documents on the war in Ukraine and more on Discord, an online chat app. Jack, the 21-year-old Air National Guardsman, accused of leaking classified intelligence documents online in recent months, will appear in a Boston federal courtroom Friday morning, sources tell Fox News. FBI agents arrested Texeria at his home in Deaton, Massachusetts, Thursday without incident. Attorney General Garland, U.S. Attorney General Garland, said the young man is being investigated for the alleged unauthorized removal, retention, and transmission of classified national defense information. He will make his first court appearance in the U.S. District Court for the District of Massachusetts sometime Friday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., according to a source with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Massachusetts. Texeria Jack joined the Air National Guard in September 2019 and worked as a cybersecurity systems journeyman, a position which he held the highest level of security clearance granted by the federal government for a top secret information, according to an internal Department of Defense email reviewed by Fox News. I have a question here. I have a few questions on this one real quick. What on God's green earth? What on God's green earth would allow, or who would allow, a 21-year-old boy, that's what he is, hold on for a second. Hold on. Now, I'm not in the military. I don't know how the military functions. But how does a 21-year-old boy just out of high school, barely old enough to drink, I said drink, by the way, how does he get top security clearance in the government? That's the first question that I have to ask. 21. You would think that type of clearance is for officers. You would think that type of clearance is for O2s and O3s and O4s. Obviously, 04, 05s. But to give let me read this again. Maybe I'm, as we would say back in the day, maybe I'm tripping. But does this not say he held the highest level of security clearance granted by the federal government for top information? My God in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. That kingdom come. How does he get top security clearance at his age? At his position? You know he's at E3. He's not even an E4. He's not even a specialist in the military. He's not even a sergeant in the military. Give me a second here, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me a second. Yeah, so you mean to tell me that there are no officers that can do his job? Oh yeah, we don't have any lieutenants. We don't have any first lieutenant, second lieutenants. We don't have any captains. Oh no, we don't have anybody who is intelligent enough to do this job. Oh yeah, let's get this 19-year-old boy and give him top security clearance to look at any type of document he wants. Oh yeah, that makes absolute sense. I need somebody in the military to call in because maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But hold on for a second. Wait a minute. Now, what Congo says, the ASVAB, which is the entrance, I guess, exam for the military. MOS is the position equals clearance. Admin always gets clearance. By the way, network administration or administrators, etc., probably work G6 in the vault. I want people to call in. Because how does a kid, literally, who just graduated high school, a college bro, if you ask me, yeah, bro, yeah, okay. I could tell you where, I could tell you where Ukrainian soldiers are at right now, bro. Yeah. I could tell you their geo position right now, man. Yeah. I know exactly where they're at, man. Oh, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. I can see you guys in the back, man. Can you imagine this? He's at some frat house. I know he's not in college, he's in the military, but imagine this, because when I think of 21, I think of just college bros. He's at some frat house, or he was in Discord, and he's like young dudes talk, especially like college bros, like this guy, like, yeah, man, yeah, bro, yeah, I got top security clearance, man, yeah, man, yeah, dude, yeah, bro, yeah. And he's the man because he probably has 17, 18, 19-year-olds who admire him. He's like, yeah, man, I know where Zelensky's at right now, bro. Yeah. See, this is all a game. This is all a game to them. It's all a game. But you know what happened? He uncovered some truth. I'm going to keep on reading it real quick, though. I'm going to keep on reading it. I see you guys in the back. Give me a second. The article goes, I'm going to reread this little snippet right here. It says Texeria joined the Air National Guard in September of 2019 and worked as a cybersecurity systems journeyman, a position in which he held the highest level of security clearance granted by the federal government for top secret information, according to the Internal Department of Defense email reviewed by Fox. His security clearance and access to classify government systems has since been revoked. Yeah, of course you're gonna revoke it. Now, no offense to this, no offense. Thank you for serving the country. I mean, any service is much appreciated. But you gotta listen, hold on for a second. Wait a minute. Now, again, I'm not in the military. I don't know how it works. Wait a minute. Hotspot Casino says, you do understand that America harbored a labs that harbor. Okay, guys, no disrespect, Hotspot. I can't read this right now because it's not in proper English. I'm doing 50 things at once, but I will save it and reread it. But I can't read it now. I gotta have proper grammar. I mean, you don't have a capital Y. You don't have a period. It's too much to read now right now. No offense to you, man. But salute to you, though, Hotspot Casino. I can't read it right now. Not going to do it. Not even going to try to do it. Not even going to try to do it right now. Blue Cousin said, man, this is wild. Yeah, it is. Now look at this dude. He's a college bro. He's 21. Let's be honest, man. You know, I think he's not a reservist, is he? He's not a reservist, right? Let me reread this again. He's not a reservist. He is a, excuse me. He joined the Air National Guard. Okay, the Air National Guard. So that is, the Air National Guard is the state military, right? Let me see. Wait a minute. The Air National Guard is the state military, right? Is that not the state National Guard? It's a reservist unit, right? Yes. So, okay. Throw me some rope here. Throw me some rope here. Let me read this real quick. Your boy says the kid was in the Massachusetts Air National Guard, not the Air Force. Exactly. That's what I'm. Okay. Okay. So we're all on the same page here. I want you guys to look at this kid real quick. Look at this kid. Look at him. Is he smart? Probably so. But when you look at this kid, would you honestly say, hey, man, you know what? Let's give him top security clearance. There's no way in hell. If you are a major in the military, I don't know how that in the Air Force. It's is it majors in the Air Force? Hold on for a second. Let me look this up. Not the Air Force. Hold on for a second. I want to see something real quick. I just want to point this out because I don't want to sound like a complete idiot when I'm talking about this. Yes, second lieutenant, first lieutenant, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, brigadier general, and major general. You mean to tell me if you are a captain or a major, and I'm pretty sure those are the officers who authorized this. Or is it the Department of Defense that authorizes this? I have no idea. But you mean to tell me that you would give top security clearance to a 20-year-old, to a 21-year-old? Come on, man. Stop. This is America. This is America, by the way. Stop it. Let's keep on reading real quick. Jack Texeria was most recently stationed at Otis Air National Guard Base in Cape Cod as a member of the 102nd Intelligence Wing. He was promoted to Airman First Class in July, according to the unit. In a call with members of Thug Shaker Central. Oh my God. This is the name of the Discord. top-level security documents were leaked by this young man. And this is the name of the Discord, Thug Shaker Central. That's where top U.S. secrets are going to this silly little Discord. Yeah, to all my Thug Seeker, to all my Thug Shaker Central bros, man. Listen up here, man. You know, the war has been over exaggerated, man. You know, Ukraine is really losing the war, bro. This was all a game. I'm telling you, man, I know exactly what happened. I was in college, man. I was 21. I'm pretty sure all you guys were 21 at one point. Can you imagine how silly this conversation was? I mean, even the name of the Discord is absolutely silly. Thug Shaker Central. Yeah, bros. We're going to call this Discord Thug Shaker Central, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. That sounds cool, man. That sounds really cool. Let's get a beer, bro. Let's get a beer. Where are the documents at, man? I dare you won't take them to the store and fold them up in your pants pocket, bro. I'm telling you, man, America, this is turned into a goddamn Saturday Night Live. Everything about the United States government, everything about America literally has turned into a mad TV skit. What is a thug shaker, Bumpkin? Tell me, please. Enlighten me. I'm not your age. I have no idea. Enlighten me. Hold on for a second. What is a thug shaker? Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, bros. Thug shaker, man. That sounds really cool, bro. See, and that's exactly what happened. Let me see here. Let me keep on reading. I see everybody in the back. Hold on for 1 second, guys. Okay, so in a call with members of Thug Shaker Central, the little Discord group, a panicked Jack seemed to know he was in trouble. One of the group members, who uses the screen name Vaki, recounted to the New York Times that Jack sounded as if he was speeding in a speeding car the last time they spoke. Guys, it's been good. I love you all, Jack said, according to Vaki. I never wanted it to get like this. I prayed to God that this would never happen. And I prayed and prayed and prayed. Only God can decide what happens from now on. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I understand that right now, Jack, unfortunately, you are in trouble, but you probably should be calling on the Lord right now. Thug Shaker, man. That's the name, bro. Look, man. You know I got top clearance, man, and you know I got all types of documents, man. You know they you know the United States government, bro. Lloyd Austin, you know who's the Secretary of Defense. He lied, bro, in front of Congress, man. He said that the Ukrainians were winning, bro, but the Ukrainians are losing, man. And he lied about the United States having intervention in the Ukraine. I got it all here, man. I got it all here, bro. Thug Shaker Clan, bro. Oh man, give me a second here. Let's chop it up. Details of the leaked Pentagon documents were reported last week by the Washington Post, which obtained dozens of what appeared to be photographs showing classified intelligence briefings detailing Ukraine's combat abilities. Information about the Ukrainian and Russian militaries, and highly sensitive analysis about U.S. allies and adversaries, including China. President Biden has said nothing leaked was of great consequence. I'm going to play that video too. But White House National Security spokesman John Kirby warned Wednesday, we don't know what else this individual or individuals might have or might still release. You've got highly sensitive classified information now in the public domain, and that's simply unacceptable and could do damage to our national security. I think all of this is BS because, like I said before, if the documents were about Ukraine, what does that have to do with with Americans? Okay, he just pretty much, it looks like it, in my opinion, the documents show a completely different narrative, but a completely different set of actual facts that the media and leaders in the government have been actually lying about. The documents show, wait a minute, CNN, Lloyd Austin, you're lying. The Russians are indeed actually winning the war. The Ukrainians are, they're having a shortage on all types of logistics, armaments, etc., etc. But I think that's why that boy is really getting in trouble, because he exposed it. He's like a whistleblower. He's a whistleblower. That's what he is. And that's what, in my opinion, he's in trouble for. Look at all this. This is ridiculous. Look at this. They got this boy. What is this? The military came and got him at his parents' house. Jack, the military's here to get you. That's hold on for a second, guys. Let me keep on reading this. It says the FBI began surveilling Jack in connection with the leaks before Thursday, but were forced to accelerate their plans to arrest him after the New York Times identified him on Thursday morning. The report named Jack as the leader of the Discord group called Thug Shaker Central, man, bros, that consisted of roughly 20 to 30, let's be honest, college dudes. Discord is an instant messaging social media platform popular with gamers. Members of the Thug Shaker Central reportedly bonded during the pandemic by playing video games together and sharing memes and discussing guns. Guys, top secret data. Whether it's about Ukraine, and it could be anything else, guys. Could you imagine this? We live in a day and age where you could work for, you could work in the Pentagon, you can work in the White House. You can, show photos of yourself there. Hey man, I'm in the White House cafe, man. Hey man, I'm in the press secretary's office. Hey man, I'm in the Oval Office, bro. Look at all these. You see, we live in a day and age, really, where nothing is really classified. If you ask me, if you really ask me, nothing's really classified. And the information, let's be honest, the information that this boy Jack obtained, let's be honest, there were people in Ukraine. Coach Red Pill, his real name is Gonzalo Lear, and so many other people were talking about this months ago. They said, "Oh, I'm in Ukraine. I've been living for 2 years, and the Russians are curb stomping the Ukrainians." I don't know what Lloyd Austin is talking about in Congress, but I will admit, Lloyd Austin, big tall guy, big guy. He is convincing though. Yes. The Ukrainians are winning and they're not really destroying the cities. And shut up. Let me see here. Thug Shaker. That's the name of the Discord group. Wow, that is fascinating. That is quite damn fascinating. Let me see here. I see you guys in the back. Give me a second, guys. Let me get down reading this real quick. Group members who spoke to the New York Times said Jack began posting classified documents in October, including detailed battle maps from the war in Ukraine labeled top secret. Between October and March, he reportedly posted about 350 documents to the group. Damn. Yeah. I don't think that this kid, like I said, he committed treason. Once again, I don't believe it. I don't think he has the age, the experience. I don't think that this kid, I think this is like one of those college bro pranks. Look at what I can do, bro. Showing off. I think that this kid should be released as soon as possible. He's just a college dude. He probably drinks Natty Ice on the weekends. I I don't think that he, like I said, if he was like 35, 40, and he was an officer in the military and he did it, yeah, it would appear that this might be some, hey man, why did you leak this data? This looks like treason. But again, man, we were all young. I think this kid should be let out, man. He was, like I said, he was at home. He was playing video games. He was like, yeah, dude, I'm at home playing video games. His mom was like, Jack, why is the military and the FBI here? Like, oh, and like I said, that's probably what happened. He was playing Call of Duty. He was on, I don't play video games, but I'm assuming he was like on the 7th level. I don't know, guys. If you play Call of Duty, help me out. He was on the 7th level. His mom and dad got to knocking on that door. Like, hey, look, man, they're here to get your ass. They're here to get you. Get your ass up out of here. Dude, I'm in Thug Shaker, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. This kid isn't a monster, man. He wasn't sharing top secret information with anyone. He wasn't selling it to China or Russia, etc. This kid's a good kid, man. When we were all his age, man, we did some dumb things too, to be honest, too, man. How many of you have ever tried to steal, when you were in college, you were trying to, figure out the answers to the final exams, et cetera, et cetera. And if the documents showed if the document showed positioning or Ukrainian troop positioning that's old, so what? Okay. I'm pretty sure it wasn't up-to-date information anyway. This kid will be out next week, man. Let me see. Let me keep on reading it. I'm going to bring people up real quick. Let me see here. His motivation appears to be wanting to inform and impress his. I didn't even read this part yet, and I already predicted it. Yeah. His motivation appears to be wanting to inform and impress his online friends with inside knowledge of events happening abroad. Yes, that's all what this is. If his family is watching me, which I'm pretty sure that they are not, but if they are, hey man, I support Jack, your son. I support you. I know what happened. And like I said, General Petraeus did the same damn thing. He's the damn one of the highest generals in the country, cheating on his wife, and he was telling his mistress top security secrets, classified information. And he only got 2 years probation, and he was demoted. I think he was demoted to like a first 1-star general, or 2-star. I think he was a 4-star at first, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so no, let this kid out. He's a good guy. He's a good kid. I support this kid. Let me keep on reading, and then I'm going to bring people up. Salute to everybody in the chat, guys. Hit that like button. Positivity is coming you guys' way. I hope all is well with you and yours. The classified materials began circulating more widely after another member of the group posted several dozen documents to a public Discord called #WarPosting, man, according to the outlet. By April, classified U.S. intelligence on Ukraine was being posted on the Telegram messaging app by supporters of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. U.S. defense officials previously told Fox News the leak could be bigger than Snowden. You know who Eric Snowden is, right, guys? In terms of damage to intelligence and allied relationships. Pentagon Press Secretary Brigadier General Pat Ryder called the leaks a deliberate criminal act, saying the distribution lists for classified information are being reviewed. General Pat Ryder, why don't you do a good job, my good sir, at micromanaging or managing how documents are handled? Listen, I'm not in the military, good sir, and I respect all of our service men and women. But if I was in the military and if I was a high-ranking general, I would order, hey man, 21 years old, your brain isn't even developed yet. And especially in this Instagram, Facebook, Twitter generation, these kids ain't stealing these. You're gonna let one of these Gen Zs get a hold to some classified documents. All they're gonna do is they're gonna be on Instagram like, yeah, man, bro, yeah, I just left a meeting, man, and I got these documents, bro, and just for fun and sport. It's not even to be to undermine or usurp the government. It's just for, to impress your friends on YouTube. Let me keep on reading, man. Give me a second here. Man, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for coming here, man, and listening to me. Give me a second. Pentagon, I already read that part. We entrust our members with a lot of responsibility at a very early age. You receive training and you will receive an understanding of the rules and requirements that come along with those responsibilities. And you're expected to abide by those rules, regulations, and responsibility. It's called military discipline. And in certain cases, especially when it comes to sensitive information, it also is about the law. That is the end of the article. I'm going to bring Dio up first. However, I want you guys to see this senile old man who's pretending to be the president and listen to him when he was asked about the document leak. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Had it already queued up. But let me see. Leaked document. Now check this out. Check this out real quick. Look at this. Look at this. This is your president. Your president right here. Give me 1 second. Guys, hit that like button while I bring this up on the screen real quick. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, by the way, look at this woman. Like look at this one. Look at this woman in the background, real quick.
I can't right now. There's a full-blown investigation going on.
She's like, "Oops! Oh, my fault. Sorry."
The Justice Department. I can't right now. There's a full-blown investigation going on, as you know, with the intelligence community and the Justice Department, and they're getting close. I don't have an answer.
How concerned are you about this leak?
I'm not.
Are you concerned about the leak?
Well, I'm not concerned about the leak because I'm concerned.
I'm not concerned about the leak. That is quite damn interesting. Oh man, I hate laughing at this man, but my God, they put this man in front of us, man. He said, "I'm not concerned about the leak." Oh, wait a minute.
Concerned that it happened, but there's nothing contemporaneous that I'm aware of that is of great consequence.
There we go. What's up, Dio?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to say that this man, he did something illegal, but I don't think he actually did anything wrong. He
First, what do you think about my take on it? What do you think about my take on it? Go ahead, sir.
Well, I think you're largely right about it. I mean,
go ahead.
I don't think it's really as severe as most people would believe, though. I mean, top secret is it sounds very important, but it's really not. Like even a guy like me, I'm just some construction slop, and I had a top secret security clearance. If you want to work on certain projects, so I mean, it's a tiered system. You go confidential, secret, top secret, but within the top secret and above it, it's not like I have the top secret card and I can go down to Area 51 and pet the aliens, I mean,
right.
So what this kid released, the information he had, it's not really, it confirms what we already knew, but anybody with a brain already knew that Ukraine was not going like they said.
Exactly. Because again, like you said, a lot of the general public knew this. A lot of people living in the Ukraine. Are you familiar with Coach Red Pill?
I've heard of him. I know he went missing over there for a while, so I saw a lot about that.
Yep, Gonzalo Lear, that's his real name. He was already he was already living in Ukraine before the war even started. We all knew it. So whatever this kid did is just confirmed it. I think what happened is that the powers that be, and I'm not a military man, but it's in my opinion, it's just bad publicity for them. And it's an embarrassment, quite honestly. This 21-year-old kid, college bro, pretty much mocking the fact that, hey, man, look at what I have access to. He put it in Discord, some silly little community. Or go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I don't want to keep talking. Go ahead.
Well, personally, I think they might have even staged the leak. I mean, if you want to release something, they can't just come out and say, okay, we lied to you. We were wrong. This is what happened. So they're going to have to come out and admit at some point that we lost this war before it even started. And this is a very convenient way to do that. And it gives them a scapegoat to blame it on. They can say it's like the Vietnam War. You know, we lost it because we lost public support. Well, this document released, we lost public support, we lost the war. So it's an excuse.
Yeah.
So,
what should happen to this kid?
Honestly, I think he should get the same punishment that we gave Biden. I mean, Biden had a bunch of top secret documents in his garage. He was let off scot-free, no charges, no nothing. I think we should give the kid the exact same thing.
What was he doing? Oh, by the way, did you see his arrest video? I see you in the back, 777. Give me a second. Did you see his arrest video?
Oh, I hadn't seen that part yet.
Okay. I want you to watch this real quick because I got a few questions for you. Okay, I'm assuming this is, I don't know. This is at his parents' home, of course. But I don't know if that's military. I don't know if that's police. I have no idea who that is arresting him, right? Who do you think that is? Who do you think is arresting him?
That would probably be military police. They handle issues like this.
So the military police are allowed to go to civilian neighborhoods if there is an issue with one of their members. Okay.
Yeah, they have jurisdiction everywhere. If you're a member of the military or if you're involved in something against the military, they can come wherever they want.
Okay. Now, this kid obviously was at home when he was arrested. What was he doing prior to the military police coming? Do you think he was playing like World of Warcraft, or he was playing one of these silly games and his mom and dad were bamming on that door like, hey, whoa, the military? So what do you think he was doing before that? Go ahead.
I mean, if this guy was, if he had that kind of clearance at this age, he had to be military intelligence. So he can't have been just some moron. He was probably a patriot. He said, all right, the people are being lied to. I got to let them know. He got gung-ho and he did something stupid. But I mean, he'd have to have known this was coming. I don't see how anyone could do this and not know it was coming. We all saw what happened to Snowden. We all saw what happened to these other guys. So, I mean, if he did this without knowing the consequences, he'd have to be the biggest idiot in the world.
So it does appear that he's being thrown under the bus. It does appear that way. And you are saying that even despite his age and his rank, there are some positions that do require a certain level of security clearance, no matter what, as long as you can do the job. But do you think in this day and age that maybe we should cease that? Well, not we, I'm not in the military, but do you think that with the prefrontal cortex not developing until 25, with social media being rampant, do you think that the powers that be, the generals or the people who the bureaucrats, do you think they can say, hey, look, man, maybe 22 years old is too young for people to handle certain types of information, or you want to keep it the same?
Well, honestly, I mean, you can get it at 18 years old. You can enlist while you're in high school. If you score good on the ASVAB, you can get a linguist position, your MOS. You go in, you'll have a top secret security clearance before you even finish basic training. It's a very simple process to get. You just fill out a little paperwork. They do a background check, really half-assed background check, and you get the clearance. So 18 years old, you can have this. But again, I don't think they need to change it because I don't think it's that big of a deal. A top secret security clearance for a kid, it's top secret to us. But the military, it has tiers within top secret.
Depending on what, right, because you did a good example. It's not like they're going to give a 21-year-old kid who's E3 security clearance to Area 51 to see the aliens. I understand that, but obviously there are certain. I gotta say this, man. I'm not in the military. You're ex-military, Dio?
I had a lot of friends in the military. That's all I can say.
Okay, contractors or military? Just
military contractors, military intelligence, it's just all over.
Okay, so you still say keep it the way that it is?
Well, it's a good way to weed out the ones that you don't want getting the higher tiers. If you're young and you do something like this, you don't go up. You don't get those higher ranks.
Okay.
So.
Okay. What do you think about Biden saying he wasn't too concerned about the leaks?
I think while he may have done a very ineloquent job of stating it, he's pretty spot on. I mean, the information released isn't information that we need to be concerned about being released. It's a big embarrassment to have something like this happen, but nothing really important got out.
What do you think about the net? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All this stuff, like guys like me have been saying the same things that he confirmed with this document leaks. We said all this back when the Reddit brigades were getting blown up because they were taking selfies. We said this over a year ago, over 2 years ago, that if this happened, we would lose. So.
Real quick, I know this is off the subject, but I did talk about it for a minute. What do you think about Joe Biden and that interview he had with Al Roker?
The man is he's too old to be the president. That's as nicely as I can put it. I mean, he's talking about pushing out eggs, and the man's just an embarrassment. He's supposed to represent us to the entire world. He is supposed to be the physical embodiment of our nation's strength. And everybody's laughing at us.
Yeah.
I mean,
real quick, I want to show you something real quick. Give me 1 second, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. I hope all is well with you and yours. Our favorite representative, Marjorie Taylor Greene, says Jake is white, male, Christian, and anti-war. That makes him an enemy to Joe Biden and his regime. He told the truth about troops being on the ground in Ukraine and a lot more. Ask yourself who is the real enemy: a young low-level National Guardsman or the administration that is waging war in the Ukraine, billions of dollars over there, by the way, a non-NATO nation, that is correct, against nuclear Russia without war powers. What say you about this tweet from Representative Greene?
I think she's 110% spot on. I mean, is it more wrong for this man to do something illegal and release the truth to the people, or is it more wrong for the government, which is supposed to be by and for the people, to lie to the people about the state of the war and put us into a conflict with a nuclear superpower and keep us there knowing that we're going to lose?
Dio, do you mind being on a panel with Mayo, Monkey, and 777?
No, I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay. Give me a second. 777, and thank you so much again, Dio. 777, what say you about this 21-year-old, in my opinion, college bro?
Hey guys,
and
great show.
Go ahead.
The stoner impression was the funniest thing I've seen all 2023.
Well, that's how 21-year-old college dudes act. He's a college kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, I got these documents, bro.
We were all that 21-year-old at some point. So a couple things. I don't want to talk too much. I think Dio was absolutely right on what he was saying. Besides a couple things, because I don't really, I don't agree with him too much. But I think one, we need to stop putting so much attention into the war in Ukraine. I don't think it's really important. I think we're going to all forget about this in about 2 to 3 years. No one will even be talking about Ukraine. Russia will eventually probably be some form of an ally to us. I think things will be changing. It's expect the unexpected is the way that I think we should be thinking.
Now, what about this boy? What specifically?
Okay, so this young man that did this, I think that he needs to be in prison for life. I think we should give him not a death sentence, but we should make it clear. First of all, the upper management, right, or the chain of command needs to be also in trouble for this, because how does this little retard get documents?
How do you know he's retarded, sir? I mean,
because anybody that would leak, Pentagon documents like this, not knowing what his punishment would be, he didn't know what his punishment will be. But as Mayo said earlier, he's going to be in Leavenworth for at least 5 years. You'd have to ask Mayo; he would probably know the sentence for that. But how does a retard like this get to, leak private Pentagon documents, and who let him see them, and why were they even exposed to him or anyone? I mean, but at the end of the day, Ukraine is a dump. Nobody ever goes, "Hey, you guys want to go to Ukraine?"
But let me ask you this question. General Petraeus leaked classified documents to his mistress, didn't go to the penitentiary, and he was one of the highest ranking military men in the country at the time. Of course, he was demoted. But why should a 21-year-old college bro go to the penitentiary, but not a 60-year-old elder statesman, military man, etc.? I'm trying to see where your logic is at.
It's a bad impression for kids that are joining the military that have this concept or idea. Hey, man, I could get into the military and do the same thing. You got to make a statement, huh?
Okay. No, go ahead.
Yeah, so you got to make a statement to this younger generation, which is all soft, and they're disrespectful. Kids these days are disrespectful, so they don't care doing something like this. Kids back in the 40s and the 50s, they had a lot of pride. In the 50s, 60s, it's only when those hippies started coming around that things started getting like this. Hey, man, it's all right. Hug a tree, man. Love the earth. Stick it in the earth, man. Make love to the world. Yeah.
But let's be honest here. And I'm gonna get to you, Mayo.
It's the hippies that started all this stuff.
Sir, he's a 21-year-old kid. He's a college bro. He's probably drinking Natty Ice. You and I both know he wasn't selling documents to China. He wasn't selling them to Russia.
It's even worse what he did.
It was just to impress his friends in this Discord group called Thug Shaker Central.
Give him 20 years.
But why not General Petraeus, who was a part of who was a general in the military? You're saying that's different. But go ahead.
He served his country. This kid didn't.
But don't you think it's more treasonous to a degree to pillow talk and give documents than to just be in some little Discord room talking about, bro, look at where the Ukrainian troops are, bro? You think it's worse for a kid to do it? An innocent 21-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's a retard.
Okay. Mayo, what say you, and salute to you, Smitty. What say you, Mayo, about this? You are a military man. Thank you so much for serving, sir, and killing our foreign enemies. What say you about this case, sir? And do you agree with me that this kid should be let out immediately? We can't hear you, Mayo.
Done. This kid's done.
Mayo?
Can you hear me?
Hear you now. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this kid's done.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
He's looking at least 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
20 years?
At least.
Okay, why?
Espionage.
Yep, he's a spy.
Who is he spying for? Go ahead, Mayo.
It doesn't matter. Now, they may find he was working with somebody. You never know.
So you don't think he's just some innocent 21-year-old kid trying to impress?
He's obviously not innocent.
Okay.
He knew what he was doing. And just because you're bragging to your friends or trying to get a piece of tail doesn't excuse the behavior.
Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question, man? Do you think he did something wrong, or do you think he did something illegal?
He did both.
No, go on.
Ahead,
all right. Now, let me address Marjorie Taylor Greene's moronic fucking statement.
Well,
sorry, I'll pay my money. I'll pay my money. I'll pay my money.
Don't worry about this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, she's a moron on this.
Why is she a moron, sir?
I mean, we already knew there was troops in the ground, on the
Okay.
ground there, in an
Okay.
advisory role. Have you ever heard of civil affairs, sir?
Now, according to, I have never heard of that. I want you to explain to that. I want you to explain what that is to me. But according to documents, there were military personnel, U.S. military personnel on the ground.
Yes,
There.
14 special forces.
But Mel, no offense. I'm not in the military, but when you say advisory, it sounds like bureaucracy. It sounds like it's men in suits over there advising people. What were those men in military uniforms doing over there?
Most likely they're civil affairs people.
Okay. But go ahead. I never heard. Go ahead.
Civil affairs falls under the JFK Special Operations Forces.
Okay.
So what do you mean? What are they doing? Are they training insurgents? What are they?
No. They mostly just help with governance.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, there probably are a lot of
governments and infrastructure.
There probably are a lot of troops over there pulling black ops, pulling special operations.
No, probably not. Probably not, actually. Probably
no,
not.
there's not troops over there.
So, Mayo, you don't believe that there are black ops over there conducting military movements? No. You think that they're over there just directing traffic and stuff?
It's not directing traffic, sir. It's getting infrastructure back online.
Okay. Like I said, Mel, you're the expert because you're in the military. But Mel, let me ask you a question. If you had the power, what would you do to that young boy?
Oh, he'd be buried under the jail at Leavenworth.
Damn. Really? Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm not in the military. I don't get the
now. Listen, think about it this way, Chaos.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
If he would do this just on his own, what would he do for money?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Okay, that's a good point. But all I'm saying is, Mel, take yourself out of your age. You're a man of a certain age.
I've been at that age with the same clearance, sir.
But sir, that was decades ago. It was a different generation. These kids are different now. Is it possible that maybe
they're retarded?
Yeah, they're retarded.
Is it possible that maybe, hear me out, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just questioning it. Maybe younger people should not have certain types of clearances. What about that?
You can't operate the military that way.
How come? Okay, let me ask you a question then, Mel. With this position that he had, why wasn't his job, or why wasn't this particular job, this intelligence job, given to a second lieutenant, first lieutenant, a captain? Why at E3?
Sir, do you know what he is?
He's an E3. He's a private.
No, but do you know what his job title is?
His job title is he works in intelligence. I don't know specifically what the MOS is, but no.
Yeah, intelligence, sir. He's a computer network repairman. He's your local IT guy working a help desk on a night shift. That's what he is.
Okay, I got you. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Please time out big time.
He's not some super secret.
Please time out big time's comment.
Okay. So
time
you're
out
saying
big
that,
time's comment.
So you're saying that you would have buried him under the jail cell? 20.
Yes.
Just buried him.
Yes.
Okay.
At least.
Okay. What about when General Petraeus leaked classified data or information to his mistress?
Oh, he should be his cellmate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Petraeus is a piece of shit.
Oh, we got to watch the language. Let's watch the language. Yep. You say he's a POS. Why is Petraeus a POS?
He helped cover up the death of the NFL guy.
Pat Tillman.
Yeah, Pat Tillman.
Now, why did he cover up the death of Pat Tillman?
Because they wanted a story. They wanted a patriotic story and not the truth to come out.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
And he was in charge of those forces when that happened.
Okay, but the data that's so you're saying that the reason why he should serve 20 years in a penitentiary, federal penitentiary, well, it'll be military prison, right? It won't even be federal penitentiary, it'll be military prison.
Yeah, it'll be Leavenworth.
It's because you believe that it's the idea of what will this kid do for money in the future. It's not what he did now.
It's what he did. It's what he did now.
Really? Damn.
Yes.
Plus, imagine what he could have leaked if he had the chance. If there was something else bigger which would have been nice because we could have seen it. But imagine what else he could have leaked if he had more time, if he had the chance.
Alaska guns and gear. What's that? Oh man, gear.
Gear. God damn it! It says gear.
Brings up a good point. 21 years old is 21-year-old, zero life experience and not enough time to gauge their character. There is a reason why you can't become president until 35. Mayo, go ahead, sir. What say you to this comment?
Most likely he pulled this off of somebody's email account that he was asked to go in and fix.
Okay.
That sounds like a problem. That sounds like a problem with the IT for the military.
Well, no, I mean, top secret is not a very big thing.
And you're correct. I mean, the office supply list for Army unit is top secret.
Yeah, there do need to be standards. Like the kid, if they don't do anything, they're going to set the standard that you can do this. So I understand where they're coming from that. But when it comes down to it, there is so much top secret information being handled on a daily basis that you couldn't have lieutenants handle it. You just don't have enough lieutenants. You need the lower level people registered for this because they're just processing so much. Again, even a schlup like me had that kind of clearance.
Really? Wow. Smitty, what's up, man? You there? Okay, I don't know where Smitty went. 777, what's up, man?
I was just thinking, why don't they do this to the gangs in Chicago? Why don't they come in?
We're not
with
talking
the
about
FBI?
that right now. Hold on for a second. We're not talking about that right now. Hold on for a second. Mayo, what say you about Joe Biden? Oh, here goes Smitty. Smitty, what say you about this 21-year-old kid leaking documents, putting it on Discord? You already heard my sentiment about it. I think the kid should be released. You heard Mayo. But what say you, sir, about this this document leak?
So, in your opinion, this kid is basically a Rittenhouse Jr. in a sense, right?
I don't think he's a Rittenhouse Jr. What I do believe is that he is a college bro, 21 years old. The data was not really vital. Again, the Ukrainian war has nothing to do with us. Even if the document showed, and this is ongoing, so even if the document showed true Ukrainian true position, what does that have to do with us? I believe that he was just trying to impress his friends, and I believe this kid should be leaked. I don't know anything about. I'm not comparing it to Rittenhouse. I didn't even think about Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm just thinking about this particular situation. This is a 21-year-old kid.
I get it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that was just an analogy. I got you. All right. So, if anything should be imposed, I would say definitely look. Whether it has anything to do with us or not, the fact that we're talking about it, even on this level, it's made a national level. As far as headlines, apparently this is something that is very dangerous. It doesn't matter, in that sense. If you are jeopardizing, if what he is doing right there could jeopardize the lives of possibly, thousands, if not millions of Americans, then why shouldn't it be some of law imposed, right? But my thing is I be trying to figure out what is really the difference in the line between espionage and terrorists. Like, for example, so if what he did and he gave that to Al Qaeda or ISIS, would that be espionage? Or would that be he just turned into a terrorist?
I guess the only person on the panel that can really answer this question is Mayo.
That's both.
Mayo.
Well, he did give it to Al Qaeda, ISIS, Russia, Japan, India.
Oh, wow.
He gave it to everybody.
Oh, wow.
He put it on a public forum.
I mean, honestly, I'll be real with you, CT. In my personal opinion, something like that, yes, your behind should have some repercussions of some form of fashion of severity. Because That's dangerous. It don't matter if you're like an official. It don't matter if you're just a local journalist and you came across something on the deep web on or an onion. It doesn't matter if you're somebody who's an actual CIA, FBI, whatever type of special informant agent. It don't matter. That is dangerous. That right there jeopardizes many lives. That to me is equivalent to screaming fire in a public building.
Go ahead.
I digress.
Go
My
ahead.
mic is muted. Nah, my
Okay.
mic is muted, bro.
I actually have a question for you, though. Where does the line exist between espionage and whistleblowing? Because the American people have been lied to. They were lying badly. We all knew it was a lie, but they are being lied to and told this is not what's happening when it is what's happening.
What?
Well, whistleblowing would be to actually turn this over to the IG, which is the Inspector General.
Well, the EIG is in on it. The American people, we who are the government, we who are the country, are the ones who have been lied to. Why should
The
we not
IG
be given the truth?
isn't in on this, sir. You don't know the function of the IG.
No, they are in on this. The IG knows that we, the people, are being lied to, and he's going along with it.
Has he made a statement on this, sir? No, you don't understand the role of the IG, sir. That's where you take your disagreements.
Well, you take the disagreement
And
there.
you only get whistleblower protection when you turn over to an official source.
So if you turn it over to an official source and they bury it and they bury you with it and then nothing comes of it, what have you accomplished?
Well, that's where you get the whistleblower protection, sir.
Well, that protection means nothing. We all know these protections get violated pretty much instantly.
No, they don't, sir.
For something like this, yes, they would. If you're trying to release, agree to disagree.
I blame the kid's parents. How come we're not blaming the kid's parents?
So wait a minute. Now, you know what? The more research I've done, and give me a second. This kid actually the male is right. He might actually end up going to the penitentiary.
Oh, he will.
Chelsea Manning, she leaked classified documents to WikiLeaks. She was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Her sentence was commuted by Barack Obama. She only did 7, if I'm not mistaken. Harold James Nicholson, former CIA officer who sold classified information to Russia. Obviously, he would be in the penitentiary. You heard of Anna Montes, or Anna? I'm saying her name wrong. Male,
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
She's in jail.
Former U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency analyst who passed classified information to Cuba for almost 2 decades. But see, what is the difference between passing information to enemy states versus, dude, I'm just a college bro in Discord, man?
Nothing.
Really? Wow.
Nothing.
Yeah. The same.
You actually
Go ahead.
pass that information to every enemy state.
Yeah.
The World Wide Web.
That's the difference.
I'd actually agree with him on this. If he just did this because he was a college bro, if he didn't do it because he's trying to be patriotic and inform the people, then yeah, he just released a lot of information that will fall into the hands of enemy countries and enemy forces, and he should have the book thrown at him. If he did it as a whistleblower, he has my sympathy. I'd want to give him protection. If he did it as a bro, I say throw the book at him.
Really? What about 777? I'm sorry, go ahead, Dio. Sorry, go ahead, Dio.
Yeah, there have to be standards. If there are no standards, there is only chaos. So,
well, whistleblower. I think a whistleblower is espionage. You are a spy. You're a whistleblower. What's the difference? It's just the title.
This wasn't an inadvertent disclosure.
Right.
This kid was trying to brag to friends on the internet.
Yeah, who knows what else he could have exposed if he had the time? That's my thing. You know, what if somebody?
That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
And what would he have done?
Nah, man.
And I guarantee that the Russians and other countries already had this guy on their radar.
Yeah. And you know what? Not for nothing, but think about this. That's cute, Barnabas. Think about this. What if he would have... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking, Smitty.
Hold on for a second. No, hold on a second. Smitty asked a good question. You saying what country was the kid in, Smitty?
Yeah.
Oh, he's an American. He's an American.
Oh my God!
How do you not know that, Smitty?
Yeah, how do you not know that? Smitty may have not known that, but yeah, Smitty, he's an American. He serves in the Air National
you,
Guard.
PT.
And by the way, Mel, was I correct? The Air National Guard is not actually the military; it is the state military.
No,
correct?
no, sir. Ever since I think the 40s or 50s, the National Guards have belonged to the Fed, have been controlled by the Feds.
So that's the military,
like FEMA.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
If he was sitting a shift, he was on active duty orders.
Yeah.
Okay. 777, go ahead, man.
Yeah, it's like FEMA. Now, what if he would have exposed something and, one of us were involved, or a school, was blown up, or, a federal building was blown up by some, madman or something like that, one of these crazy, now I don't want to say Trump supporters, but some of these crazy people that are out here and creating their own militias. What if he would have killed innocent Americans by leaking something? Then what should he get?
So you're saying he obviously the documents show Ukrainian supposedly positioning, and if there was an American that died, I get what you're saying, but
he put people's lives in danger.
I guess my argument is what are Americans doing in Ukraine at all? What are they doing there? It's not our war. They're not a NATO state.
I talked to Mayo about this. Mayo's very enlightened on the military, as we all know. It's for one, we get, I believe you said 75% of all the money we send to them, we're getting back, right? So it's kind of like a loan that we're getting paid back. And what are we doing, Mayo, over there? We're just, what are we doing over there, Mayo?
We're providing material support.
Material support against one of our enemies, ultimately in Russia, basically. That's about it. It's a proxy war. Proxy war is what he calls it.
It is, yeah.
Not an enemy, a competitor. I mean, our economy is largely based on the petrodollar. We don't produce anymore. We just control the flow of oil globally, because all oil has to be bought with our money. And then we can inflate that money, which is essentially a tax on anybody who uses our money. That's the only way we can afford to, bring in full shipping containers and send out empty ones. So if Russia, who is part of BRICS, gets Ukraine, the 14th largest oil reserve in the world, on top of their already existing oil reserves, they're going to massively destabilize our control of the oil monopoly, and that's going to wreck our economy. So
no, they're not.
That's not true. We're protecting our interests.
But Dion, let me ask you this. Okay, assuming that you're right, you and I both know that that's not going to be an overnight thing. It's sort of like a burning candle theory.
Well, yeah, I mean, the candle's been burning for decades, though.
Okay.
Ukraine doesn't control oil.
Go ahead, 777.
Ukraine doesn't control oil, Dio.
No, but they are the 14th largest oil reserve. And if you want to supply oil to Europe, where do you think it's coming from? It's coming from Ukraine, and it is coming from Russia.
Not coming from Ukraine.
It's 14th largest oil reserve. And Saudi Arabia has seen massive drops in its oil production. So
only the top three. Only the top three matters, sir.
By choice.
Only the top three matter.
Allegedly by choice.
Think about how far 14th is on that list. Think about that. 14th doesn't even exist.
If you put Russia's oil reserves together with Ukraine's oil reserves, they become one of the top oil reserves globally.
What I did notice about in Saudi, as far as I was just looking at a little documentation on things. I don't know everything.
Your audio is not good, Smitty.
Yeah, I don't know, Smitty. Your audio.
Drop out and come back.
No, hold on a second. Smitty, say something real quick.
Is it coming through clear?
Yeah, you're good now. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Saudi went on ahead and basically all they did was they just moved into like different industries. Like oil is still their thing. They still do that. But they just moved into like different stuff. Like they moved more into food and things of that nature. Where a long time we always have looked at them as like, in the Middle East, that's where all the oil is. The oil is in the Middle East, and it's everywhere because it's on planet Earth. point blank period. So other countries now have that, that name behind it. That's all.
Sam says Saudi Arabia is using the yuan to trade with China. Saudi and Iran made a peace deal brokered by China. This shouldn't be taken lightly. I agree with you, Sam. Let me see real quick. Capsule says 14 million women and children have left Ukraine and they are not going back. Sam says Brazilian president was in Africa telling all African nations to start trading in their currencies. Anybody that think the USD has a chance is uninformed. I disagree. I think that the dollar will still remain top of the food chain. Guys, let me show you guys something real quick about this kid once again. This is what the tweets are saying. Smith says this kid was trying to make friends. I don't think he was a criminal mastermind or linked to extremism in other countries, but he'll pay the price. Anybody wants to broach what this guy named Smith said?
20 years in jail.
Yeah, most likely he is just an idiot.
Yeah. 20 years in jail for being, a dumb young man. He's going to do 20.
This guy named Mark says the kid is a scapegoat.
I disagree.
Okay. Mr. Chris John says, so someone on the lowest rung of the military ladder with access to such information. You guys already talked about that earlier. Let's see here. Wait a minute.
Was that Barnabas?
Are you talking about here? Yeah, that's Barnabas right here. Let's see here. So 777, you're saying that this kid deserves no mercy and that you would definitely imprison the kid.
He deserves 20 years in jail. Leavenworth is no joke. That's where he belongs.
Really?
This was a crime against our country. Yeah. And, the reason why things are just, it's okay. Let them do this, let them do that, is because we became a weak country. And we need to start, what's that old saying? Is walking quietly with a big stick. I don't know if you ever heard that saying, but
I have heard that saying before.
It's an old school statement. You don't got to do much talking. You don't got to do much talking. You just put down that sentence on them, give him that 20 years. And, them coming with the FBI to his house is a little bit, it's a little much. You know what I mean? He wasn't a terrorist. He's just some idiot that leaked information. They could have came up with 2 regular patrol officers, you know what I mean, in a regular cop car and just brought him in. You know what I mean?
What video game was he playing that beautiful Sunday afternoon before the army?
He was definitely packing his bong. He was packing his bong, probably had some Pornhub on, and he was getting ready to get the lotion out, and that was it. He's a dumb young kid.
I don't want to throw this kid to the gulag like Mayo and you 777 want to, because I was 21. You were 21.
I was once 21. We
were college dudes, and I get what you guys are saying. Trust me, I do. But I don't think, like I said, this situation is a little bit different, though. 777, what about General Petraeus? I don't know if I asked you that question, but he leaked classified documents. Did I ask you that question?
But he did serve our country, though.
What does that mean?
You got to be a little lenient. You got to be a little bit lenient with somebody that served our country for a certain amount of time. This was a young kid that was playing in somebody's email and leaked, you know what I mean? Private,
so this kid wasn't in the military.
What's that?
The kid wasn't in the military?
Yes, he was in the Air National Guard.
Oh, he was in the Air National Guard.
He was in the Air National Guard. He worked in intelligence. Mayo, what was his specific MOS again, Mayo?
He was your IT. He's the military equivalent to an IT guy.
Okay.
Yep.
So King Spark, go ahead.
He compromised the information. He compromised our U.S. military information, correct?
I don't believe it's compromised because the information was about Ukraine. It's still ongoing as to what actually the documents were. Supposedly, there's some documents that are still online that you can see, but some of it was Ukrainian troop positions, etc. Pretty much information that we had already knew that the Ukrainians were getting curb stomped and you have so many people who are living in the Ukraine that were doing YouTube videos. One of them being Coach Red Pill, aka Gonzalo Lero, who had already spoke about these things because he's on the ground there. So, in my opinion, I don't believe that this kid did anything egregious. I think it was appalling that the military police came to his parents' residential home in a residential community. I think the military, no offense, male, should never ever be in the civilian world. They should never mix and mingle. But that's just me though. But King Spark, that's essentially what happened. So this kid was arrested. He's going to be in court today. But what say you about the little information that you've heard us talk about? Because we don't even have all the information. But go ahead.
From what I hear, he should be punished. Whether it should be significantly, he should be punished enough to know that you shouldn't be playing around in people's emails and things of that nature, which he should know. So I would say
he wasn't playing in people's emails. This isn't Snowden.
So he just let the information out. I thought you said it was like someone in a group chat or something like that.
Yes, he was in a group chat. There's something called Discord, and the name of the group 777 was called again. It was called Thug. What was the name of the group 777?
Well, I gotta admit, there was just a Cash App or Super Chat to kick me off for 20 minutes. So on respect of the show, I'm gone for 20 minutes. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Yep. Oh, okay. Big Time. My apologies, Big Time. I did not see that. Salute to you, Big Time. Thank you so much. You do get the Must Be the Money by Deion Sanders. Yeah. You know, ever since I turned pro in 1989, when I signed that dotted line, it was strange. Most things changed for the better and the worse. So I called my mama and she said, "Baby, must be the money." Yeah. So he was in a group called. It was not a group.
Thug Shaker Central.
Yeah, Thug Shaker Central. That was the name of this group of 30 boys. I'm assuming he was probably the oldest one, so they all looked up to him. They're in this stupid group on Discord. He's like, "Yeah, bro, you know I'm an Air National Guardsman, bro, and I have top secret information, man." And he was showing them documents that maybe he should not have been showing them, but I think it was just to impress these kids in the group. King Spark, what say you?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. 2 years.
2 years.
Now, why would you give him 2 years?
I mean, because maybe if it wasn't, see, we're looking at the information a different way, but we're saying that it's information that we already knew. But if he's saying he's giving away Ukraine positions, that also in turn is giving away what access we have to know their positions. You see what I'm saying? Basically saying if I could see, basically he says Chaotic has a dog in his backyard. Well, you know that your dog is only in the left quadrant of your backyard. So for us to be able to know that you see what I'm saying? That shows what kind of access that we actually have. So it may be a little bit more telling than on the surface of what he exposed. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, King Spark, can I just say one thing to what you just said? So you got to understand how prison time works. When you say 2 years, there's something.
I understand how prison time works.
I know you do. I'm speaking to the crowd, homie. I'm not.
Go
let
ahead,
me just respect, brother. I'm just saying when you say 2 years, we got to bump that up to about maybe 5. Why? Because
that's the sentence. You're saying the sentence.
Let me just.
I already know where you're going with this. You're just saying that he's not going to serve his sentence. He's going to make parole. He probably going to get good behavior and all this stuff. So he's not going to serve. If it's
he's not going to serve, bro. If you say 2 years, he might do about under 18 months.
Right,
he gonna be in pre-release. He gonna be in a halfway house in no time. So he really did nothing.
Right.
But Mayo,
that's all I was. You know that. You already knew where I was going.
I get what you're saying.
That's it. That's it.
Mayo, you still there, Mayo? Mayo, you still there?
There is no parole.
Yeah, I don't think military prison time works like that. Yeah, I didn't think that it worked.
Oh, hold on. All right, so he would be doing military stuff, so there's no parole. So he would do a day for day. That's what we call day for day.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Well then, yeah. Okay.
And all his crimes would be
about 5 years. I still say 5 years. Go ahead.
All his crimes contain minimums, and he would have to serve them concurrently.
If I could interject here, I think
Go ahead,
that King Spark is largely right. There does need to be some kind of a sentence, at least just to make an example, because loose lips do sink ships. I mean, like Mayo said, even supply logs for bases and stuff are considered top secret because little bits of information, like what kind of gear they start bringing in, can be used to extrapolate data. Like if they know that
you mean to tell me, Dio, somebody working in logistics, they can
Can
get
I
in trouble.
correct Mayo real quick, please,
Smitty,
CT, real quick? I'm gonna shut up, man. I just want to correct Mayo. Hold on.
Smitty, hold on for a second. Smitty, hold on for a second. Dio, are you saying that somebody working in logistics, if they have a civilian girlfriend and they like, hey, baby, we got all this food here in storage, are you telling me that person can get brought up on charges? Espionage charges.
Yeah, I mean, Mayo can back me up on this, because if you let slip that they're bringing in a certain type of gear, then you're going to let the enemy know that, hey, wait a minute, they're getting this gear. They must be going to this area, and you can get, literally tens of thousands of people killed. So little things like that, they do add up.
What about the bases in the States, though? What about, like, I'm in a base in the States?
Well, it's like the old AT&T commercial. If you tell a friend who tells a friend who tells a friend, it gets out. So you tell your girlfriend, she tells her girlfriends, and then one of them tells their boyfriend, and that boyfriend tells his Russian boss.
Wow, Mayo, that's certainly true, because Dio worked in the military.
He posted this on a public forum for the world, including our enemies.
Hey, CT, before we get too far, can I just, I swear,
real quick. Go ahead, Mel. I mean, go ahead.
Real quick. So, Mayo, when you were saying he would have to serve that concurrent, now that's what most prisoners want when they have multiple charges. You want a concurrent. What you don't want is consecutive.
That's what I meant. Sorry. That's what I meant.
There we go.
Consecutive.
My man. That's it.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
I digress. My mic is muted, CT. That's it.
No, you good. King Spark. So, the question I will have for you is that are you familiar with General Petraeus?
I'm not.
General Petraeus was a high-ranking. Of course, he's a general. He was pretty much telling his mistress classified information. He didn't go to prison at all. What is different? So, what is the difference between a general pillow talking, essentially, and this young boy who just drinks beer on the weekend and lives at home with his parents?
Well, I think it's a whole lot, because as a man, you shouldn't have to ask what the difference is. You know what the damn difference was.
I don't.
And yeah, that mistress had him in a precarious position and feeling a certain type of way when he was letting go of that information, or on or about the time that he told her the information.
But what I'm saying is that nobody's arguing, well, other than Mayo, nobody's saying that he should serve prison time. Why should this young boy, who's a damn kid, serve prison time?
Well, I'm saying he knew that he was doing something. I would say, just by the name of this damn group.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Just by the name of this group, makes it seem like they knew, or that they were into mischievous things.
Just because of the name.
Just because of the name of the group. Are you associated in any groups that begin with thug?
Well, I'm a 40-year-old man. No, of course not.
But even in still, right? So this 21-year-old suburban kid shouldn't be associated with being a thug either. But he chose to associate himself as a thug. So that means he's into mischief in some way, shape, or form, right? So he's knowledgeable and knowing that he's doing something that is wrong. Okay. So now that we caught you, right, you must pay the piper. That's it.
Okay. 2 years. Fast, what's up? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, King Spar. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the name of the group, it just implies that he's not innocent.
Okay. Hafez, what's up, man? I know you're not in the States, but you did hear about this case. What say you, sir? You see my position on it. I believe this kid should be let go immediately. I think that it was appalling that the military police drove on civilian streets and came into that civilian neighborhood.
That's the FBI. That's not.
Oh, that was the
military
FBI.
police.
Okay, I don't know
Yes,
who it was.
The military cannot operate. The military police cannot operate alone.
Okay.
On U.S. soil.
But who was in the video?
FBI.
That was the FBI in that tank.
Sir. Yes. Sir.
Well, that's
a Bearcat, but yeah.
Okay.
It was a tank.
No, it wasn't. I was just joking. It wasn't a tank. But Hafez, what's up, man? What's
well, a couple of things. Number one, fair enough. I can agree with the fact that if you disclose your country's military secrets, there has to be some level of punishment for that. Of course, it all depends on where he falls. One man's traitor is another man's whistleblower. So this whole type of thing falls rather ambiguously whether he's whistleblowing or he's just being a stupid kid. But the main thing that no one seems to be bothered about is not whether this young person should go to jail or not, is the context of what he has exposed. These things are exceedingly important. If these things are to be are correct, America is essentially going to war with Russia. If an American soldier is killing Russian soldiers in Ukraine, America has declared war on Russia. Nobody seems to care about that part of this whole thing.
And that's why I think he's being scapegoated, because he exposed that. But go ahead, though. Go ahead, sir.
He didn't expose that. Okay. And nothing in those documents says that.
Well, I mean, we already
read all 300. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We knew this was happening because we had members of foreign intelligence communities, including the UK and the US. They were using the Reddit brigades as a means to slip our operatives into the country. And a lot of them did get killed when the Reddit brigades got themselves blown up. They were posting selfies online. They used that to get the geolocational data, blew a bunch of them up, and they took a lot of these intelligence officers over there with them. So if anybody over there doesn't think that we don't have special ops over there from the beginning, I mean, they just don't know what's going on in the military. We have entire groups of soldiers whose entire purpose is to go over, take a couple of green recruits and train them up to be insurgents. We've been doing this in the Middle East for decades now. We've been doing this as a nation for a great many more decades than that. Their entire job, they go in there, all they do is they get troops, they give them supplies, and they train them. We weren't just sending over billions of dollars in weapons and giving no instructions. We knew what they were doing.
But what I mean is the ramifications for this is far beyond just some young lad, exposing America's, exposing secret documents from the military. This is like, isn't this part of your constitution that the Congress that has to actually declare war on a country, that the people of the United States have to be informed if their sons and daughters are going to get killed in another person's war? These things shouldn't be. Well, what happened to the country of checks and balances? Are we Gaddafi's Libya now? Do you guys just send people willy-nilly? Have we become so complacent, is really what I'm thinking, that you literally said we know that we send people over there against the will of or we're not even going through the checks and balances that the American system is supposed to have in order to have military personnel on the ground in war zones in which supposedly America isn't at war with the other countries.
This has been going on for a very long time.
No. But saying that it's been going on doesn't mean it's right.
If I may, we have been doing peacekeeping operations. What do you really think these are?
This is peacekeeping operation.
No, let me finish.
That's what this
is.
We
have been skirting around the term war for a long time so we could send troops places. We've had black operations going on that we could send in troops without them being seen, without them being talked about. We've known all this is going on. I mean, we're being very naive if we're just going to pretend that this hasn't been. A peacekeeping operation is a war. The only reason they call it a peacekeeping operation is so they don't have to get congressional approval. There was a big to-do over this when this first started happening, and everybody ignored it, and now we pretend like it doesn't mean anything. That's on the ground.
But that's exactly the problem. That is the crime here. The crime isn't some 21-year-old kid posting things on Discord. And by the way, Discord is a Chinese-owned communication system. So if you put anything on Discord, be assured that the Chinese government has that data. But as far as the real crime isn't some kid putting that information onto the internet. It is the American system, the military, who is actually committing crimes here.
Sir, what country are you from? What country are you from?
I'm in the United Kingdom, but I'm actually originally I was born in Iran.
Well, guess what? Your country has special forces operatives in there too.
Yeah, and that is wrong too, and they should be exposed for that because we're supposedly not involved in this war.
Just because they're troops doesn't mean they're combat troops.
These are the crimes. I'm suggesting these are the crimes that we should be outraged about, not some young boys' idiotic mistake.
What crime?
The fact that the Western countries, the United States and the United Kingdom especially, are stoking wars in other parts of the world in which millions and thousands, if not millions, if you're talking about Iraq, die. Innocent civilians and women and children, your own brothers and husbands and fathers die in these foreign countries for wars that has no impact on your actual life. It's only for the bottom line of people like BlackRock and Bechtel and Halliburton.
But you don't know what these troops are doing. But you don't know what these troops are doing.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. That's not the
does.
The point is that if you're not in a war, then why do you have personnel on the ground? If you're not in a war, then you don't have anything to do with it. If you're not, then America has officially declared war on Russia. That should be the outstanding thing here. That should be the thing that should blow your mind. Is that the United States of America has inadvertently declared war on Russia.
Mayo,
what are the consequences of that?
Mayo, let's all be adults here. We're all adults. We know if we're sending troops over there, we know what they're there for. They're not there.
No, sir, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you
we're
don't,
adults
sir.
Here. Let's not play pretend.
You don't, sir. No,
Let's
you don't, sir.
Not play.
Look, this is a very naive.
Pretend, okay, I'm not playing pretend. All right.
But this is a very naive outlook.
Background in and around the military.
If you have a military background, then you should know better.
So are you telling me that if a firefight breaks out, those so-called peacekeepers are not going to fire back? They're not going to kill the person who's shooting at them. They're just going to go, oh, we're here for peacekeeping. I'm sorry, I only brought my umbrella today, not my M16. Are you honestly that naive about this?
No. But what you don't get is the difference between offensive forces and defensive forces. Guess what? There's U.S. Marines at the embassy that will shoot somebody trying to attack the embassy.
It's an invasion of their country. It's going to come into conflict. We know that.
How is it an invasion of whose country, sir?
Ukraine. They're sending Russian troops into Ukraine.
Yes.
They are having troops come into this area, and you say, hey, we're showing up and we're just defending. What do you think that leads to if not armed conflict? You have armed troops in a country defending it as it's being invaded. What is that if not?
They are defending themselves, sir. They are not defending that country.
Dio, as Mayo stated over and over, they're consultants.
Yes, they're consultants. They're just filling out forms. Oh, come on. This to me is unbelievably naive. I think it's willfully naive. That military personnel.
No, sir, it's not willfully naive. It's knowledgeable.
No, it's a lie.
You're honestly.
No, it is not, Dio.
You're honestly going to tell me that these personnels, these people who are training the Ukrainian military, don't have any kind of firearms on them. They don't protect themselves. If a firefight breaks out, a U.S. military personnel is not going to shoot a Russian soldier. You're honestly telling me that is not happening.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not even a military person. This is so blatantly obvious to anyone. This is just common sense.
But as stated before, sir, offensive and defensive forces are different.
Well, this is exactly the semantic games I was talking about with peace.
No, it is not semantic games.
War.
No, it is not semantic games, sir.
Game.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
look, Mayor. You can.
War zone, and you say it's not going to end up in a firefight. You say it's just they're going to defend themselves.
No, because they're not on the front line.
And we're just sending them.
They're not on the front lines.
The rockets.
Dude, they're not. They're not on the front lines.
Okay, Mayor. You can.
Front line.
Look, Mayor, you can play mental gymnastics with words all day long.
No, I'm not.
But what I will say to you is that if an American military personnel kills a Russian soldier, what is that?
If a Russian soldier kills an American military personnel, what is that?
Yeah, what is that? Exactly. What do you call what's the consequences of that?
It's war, Mayo. It's called war.
No, it's not, sir.
We'll sweep it under the rug. We'll pretend it didn't happen to avoid it turning into a nuclear conflict, but that's what it is. When our troops are killing,
I've already stated this is a proxy war.
It's when it's our troops, it's no longer a proxy war. A proxy war is when you have other people fight for you. When it's our own troops, it's no longer proxy.
You guys think all soldiers do is point guns at people and kill them?
No, they do lots of other things, but that's besides the point.
No, that's not the point. The point is when you put your personnel, your military armed personnel on the ground where there's a conflict, a war that you're supposed to be neutral about, it's taking place, and a firefight breaks out between your soldiers and the soldiers of the supposed country that you're not in war with, and they kill each other. That's a war. That's conflict. That's laying the grounds for very terrible things.
No, the troops would have to be somewhere where there are Russian troops.
But they're not. Clearly, they're not.
All right,
and this is what I'm saying.
What evidence do you have of that statement?
Seen somebody's mic who's louder than mine.
What evidence do you have of that statement? What evidence do you have of that statement?
That's what these documents were revealing.
No, it does not. No, it does not, sir. Have you seen them?
I haven't sat through the documents.
So you don't know what they say.
No, but the reports that I was listening to was that's what they were indicating, that American military personnel are on the ground in Ukraine, and the chances of them
how many, sir? How many do you?
I don't have finer details, but I think that is you obfuscating the larger picture. You're literally saying to me you can't see the forest because of the tree.
I've looked at the data. I know what it says.
Okay, so you looked at the data. Do you know how many military personnel, American military personnel, are on the ground in Ukraine?
I will pull it up here real quick.
Okay. What's up, Eric? How you doing? While Dio is putting up this information, a guy in the chat named Chaotic Truth Live says the 14 American consultants in the Ukraine that are armed to the teeth are nothing more than traffic enforcement officers. Eric, what's up, man? Eric, what say you about this 21-year-old boy that leaked the classified documents about Ukraine, my good sir? Go ahead.
He may be a hero.
Go ahead.
The situation in Ukraine is not something I think that most people want. Well, I could be wrong. I mean, I remember when they were waving that little ugly flag around a couple years ago. But I don't trust the people running our military right now. I don't trust not only the people running our military, but also our intelligence community either. So anything that makes them look bad, I'm kind of in favor of. So, that's just my opinion. Right. I feel like, hold on a second. I got to go real quick. Hold on. Somebody's calling me.
Yep. Eric will be back.
Hey, Chaotic.
Yo,
Chaotic. Can I send you a link in the back of the document?
Put it in the back and I'll bring it up. Because you can do it. I don't know if you know how to do it yourself, but send it in the back. I got you.
I just want to quickly say to the other gentleman who also pointed out, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not for or against Ukraine. I'm like, good luck to the Ukrainians. You want to defend your land, you do that. I don't want third world war. I don't want to go, I don't want Britain to be nuked by Russia. It's a personal self-interest thing. I'm not sitting around, waving flags for Ukraine or supporting them or not supporting them. I just don't want third world war. This is an exceedingly dangerous situation that we're in, and I don't think a lot of people actually grasp this, that we are on the brinks of a third world war here, and we're dealing with nuclear-powered nations.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Mayo is actually right when he says that whistleblowers are just committing espionage. But in my mind, it's the same way we have spies in foreign countries committing espionage, and we can still consider them American patriots, even though they're spies, because there are spies. With the whistleblower situation, it's the same thing. There are spies. He released this information that helped us. He's our guy. Now, if he did it as a bro, he loses that. If he's just, showing off online, he loses that. But if he is a patriot trying to warn the American people that we are being lied to and dragged into a third world war with a nuclear superpower, I 100% stand by what I said. The man needs to be protected because he's keeping us safe.
Yeah. Ordinary, extraordinary brother. And thank you so much, Dio. And I like your perspective on it. But ordinary, extraordinary brother says, yo, chaotic. The consultants that are consulting, or they are consulting on how to steal the country's resources. Mail, do you want to explain this? Go ahead, sir. This is the actual one of the leaked documents. Go ahead.
Yes. Can you pull in on it, especially in the upper right-hand corner of the map?
Absolutely. Upper right-hand corner of the map, right here.
Of the map. Yep.
Okay, let me try to get in just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Is this cool?
Yep. Do you see the three boxes? Focus in on those, sir.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Or sorry, left-hand corner of the map. Left-hand corner of the map.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I got it.
Yes.
All right. There we go.
Okay. U.S. and NATO Special Operation Forces in Ukraine. USA 14 packs. What's that? What's Germany? I'll pull up my copy here.
50.
Okay, 50.
Is it 50 packs? And please explain to the people who are not who do not know what this
packs is personnel.
Okay. Yep.
14 personnel.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you go down, you'll see total U.S. packs in Ukraine 100.
Okay, I see it right here. Yep.
All right.
Total
now, what
US
does that?
in Ukraine.
Yes.
Yep.
What does that say? DOS packs in Ukraine 71.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
What's under that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's Department of State.
Okay.
That's our embassy staff.
Okay. Dio, you're the expert here in terms of explaining military jargon. Go ahead.
Well, honestly, I don't think this really qualifies because there's a lot of stuff that's not going to get listed on this. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't get listed on pretty much anything due to plausible deniability.
But this is what was listed. This is the information this gentleman says. We have combat troops in Ukraine.
And again, that's why I don't think
that's 100 personnel.
I mean, yeah, 14 people, not a big deal, not a big thing. But I mean, we have to consider, and again, I said this before, we knew this was happening already with the Reddit brigades. We knew this was happening with various mercenary groups, which again, they're not going to be listed as U.S. personnel, even if the U.S. is funding them. So we knew that we were sending troops over there back when we started pulling in the Reddit brigades. And why was this not a big deal then? Why is this only a big deal now? That's my question. We have been not in a proxy war, but in an actual war with U.S. citizens, U.S. military personnel.
They're not fighting. They're not fighting.
Yeah, what do you think the Reddit brigades were? Those were U.S. civilian troops sent in, a lot of them former military training, military-funded gear in there. What do you think that was? A lot of these guys were off the books, mercenary operatives sent by the U.S. government with U.S. citizenship.
They were volunteers, sir. They were volunteers.
Volunteer. Yeah, if somebody offers you money, you're a volunteer if you take it. That's how that works.
They're not. government forces. They're citizens.
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
They're
yeah.
not
I mean,
government forces. They are mercenaries hired by the U.S. who have U.S. citizenship.
No, they are not,
and
sir.
US
No, they are
weapons.
not. No,
Yes,
they are
they
not.
are. Do you think those guys weren't getting paid? There are a lot of those guys getting in there paid by the U.S. government. We're adults here. We know what was happening. We're not playing pretend.
The thing is,
where's the receipts?
They don't have any because they don't want any. That's the point. There's a lot of stuff going on here that if you have half a brain to rub, two brain cells you can rub together, you're going to know this is what's happening, but they're not going to stick receipts out there where anyone can see them. If you have, again, this is just basic logic. We have former U.S. soldiers. We have U.S.
who volunteered to go to Ukraine.
U.S. weapons are going over there. We have U.S. fundings going over there. We have U.S. civilians with military training and former military membership going over there. And you're telling me that this is not in any way, could never be a military government operation being flown in under the cover of a Reddit brigade.
Well, diagnosis. May I just interject on this bit? I can say fair enough if they are mercenaries, if they're volunteers, they are not going under the banner of the United States. They're going under their own banner. This is the same as saying that there was a Canadian guy who went and joined ISIS. That doesn't mean Canada is joining ISIS. It's just some Canadian joining ISIS. So those sort of scenarios you can give a pass on. Even the Russians will give. I'm talking about official U.S. military personnel who are under the U.S. military flag. Those are the ones that I'm more concerned with.
If that's what you're looking for, you're never going to find it because they maintain plausible deniability so they can avoid exactly these
but
kind of
you
situations.
found it here. You found it here. It's on the sheet.
Look,
exactly. That's 100 personnel.
Yes.
Look, if you have a group of Green Berets, do you know what the Green Berets do? Mayo, explain to the audience, if you would, what it is Green Berets do. They're not super soldiers, right? They go in there, they go behind enemy lines, they train up some insurgents, and they start the fighting in their own ranks, right?
That's one of their
things. Okay, and let me ask you something. If we're sending Green Berets in there, are they going to send them in with waving a U.S. flag and screaming "We're here," or are they going to do it off the books with plausible deniability?
According to this, they're putting them on the books.
No. Do you see Green Berets on the books there? You see 14 people.
Yes, I see 14 Special Operations Forces.
Again, let's be adults about this. You know what's going on. I know what's going on. Everybody here knows what's going on, and we insist on playing pretend.
No, dude,
Why?
I'm going by what they're telling us in these documents. Because this is what this whole conversation is about.
Well, no, it's not. It's about our involvement in this war. Yeah, there is the leaker aspect of it, but the point is that there is more going on here than what we have been told. And being off the books is something that is more than what we are being told.
Most likely, yes. But that's not this.
All right, so yes. The answer is yes, then.
The sort of... I think again, I don't want to get caught up in the weeds when there's the bigger picture. And the bigger picture in this situation, and this is something that a lot of people, especially the anti sort of war rhetoric, has been: do we, shall we say, Westerners, British, Western Europeans, United States, Canada, North Americans, do we want to be involved in this? Is this something that is something that we should even be involved in the first place? Because there is no upside to this. You can go ahead and tell me all about we should defend democracy. I heard it in 2001 as well when they went to Iraq. I heard it again. 2001 was Afghanistan. Then 2003 was Iraq, and I heard it in Libya too. Yeah, we're defending democracy everywhere. I can see those countries thriving. There's Starbucks and McDonald's just popping up in every corner of Kabul. But as far as this situation is concerned, this is on Europe's doorstep. This isn't some backwards place where they've got their mobile infantry on horsebacks. So we need to seriously think: do we need this? Is this really going to be? From my perspective, I think this is some. Maybe I'm going to go down the conspiracy roads here. Sorry, Chaotic, but is the World Economic Forum involved in this? Is this something down the line that this is basically pre-planned? in order to push us, push the public of or the people of Europe and North America into what they consider to be, we have to live uncomfortable sort of ways in order to save the climate. I mean, God knows what this is. I don't know what madman is running behind all of this. But the way I see it is that Britain and America does not need to be involved in a war with a nuclear superpower of our time. We do not need this war.
I have a question for you. Do you think Russia will stop here?
Absolutely. Just like the way they agreed to the Minsk Accord and they stood fast because they made an agreement until Europe.
So you don't believe you don't believe Putin for his word that he wants to rebuild the USSR?
Well, Putin was very clear he would end this war and withdraw if we agreed to not push NATO in that. His main goal was to end the
adding them to NATO wasn't even an issue when he went into Crimea.
If I may finish. No. He was very clear he would end the Ukraine war if we agreed that they wouldn't be a NATO country. How this all started was George Soros went in there and he funded, on behalf of the U.S. government, again, plausible deniability, a bunch of NGOs to start a revolution that led to the overthrow of a Russia-friendly government in Ukraine. This led to ethnic cleansing of the Russian people within Ukraine, and Putin stepping in because water supplies were being cut off to Crimea, because he wanted the 14th largest oil reserve, and because his people, and he does see Russian ethnic civilians in Ukraine as his people, were being ethnically cleansed out of the country.
Just so like the World War II guy saw German ethnic people in Poland.
Let's not go the Hitler route, okay?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that was his excuse to go into Poland.
No, because the fact is that the little mustache man in Germany didn't stop at one country, and his motivations were very different. What I will tell you is, if Russia wanted to end Ukraine,
Putin has stated his motivations.
Well, exactly, and his motivations were: you overthrew a democratically elected government by enacting a coup. They call it the quote-unquote Orange Revolution back in 2014. Then continued pushing Ukraine towards becoming more NATO-friendly or more Western European, EU-friendly, and literally putting EU weapons on the doorstep of Russia. America would never accept. Christ, you guys almost blew each other up between Russia and the United States when Russia gave Cuba weapons during the. You guys wouldn't tolerate 1 second if Russia puts bombs and puts military vehicles and bases on the Mexico border.
That's a good point, Hafez. That is an absolute good point. Hafez, real quick, you had brought up something about BlackRock and other companies within America wanting to keep these wars going on. Could you but you didn't expound upon that one because I think you were cut off, but could you expound upon that?
Well, I mean, we all know that these other organizations are very much involved in all of this. Halliburton, Bechtel, Carlyle Group, all these countries. I actually saw myself the actual sort of breakdown from top down of all the Carlyle Group's different affiliates that operated within Iraq. I was working for a market research company at the time, and I suddenly had to market research Carlyle Group, and I realized all the subsidiaries, these people are like hydras, they're like octopuses, they've got their tentacles in everything. And you think you can boycott, like these days people talk about, oh, boycott this, boycott that. I'll be honest, you can't boycott anything. Unless you stop eating and drinking and brushing your teeth, you're using one of these companies down the line at some point. It's unbelievable how many of these supposed different corporations are consolidated. This concept of this supposed capitalism is nothing of the sort either. We're living in a crony capitalist societies in Europe, in America. There is no real free market. These people control everything. There's a handful of companies that control just about everything. Their tentacles are spread out across the world in all these different names. You think you're buying from someone that isn't affiliated with them, but they actually down the road, you find they own them. So Bechtel, Carlyle Group, BlackRock, all of these companies are absolutely involved in every conflict that America is involved with. America has been a corporatocracy for decades now, and there is no getting away from it. I know I sound like a Middle Eastern conspiracy theorist that's just going to shout jihad any second. But what I will say to you is, go and read the book, The Confessions of an Economic Hitman, and it will tell you exactly what the United States corporatocracy has been doing for since the 1940s and 50s. There is no war, there is no conflict on this planet that takes place just randomly, just willy-nilly. And I promise you that whatever you might think Putin is, whatever madman scenarios that they've painted for you in your propaganda media, I'm not saying Putin is a nice guy. Putin is a god-awful human being, just like Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and all the other murderers and rapists.
You think Gaddafi was a bad person?
Gaddafi wasn't. Look, he looked out for himself, number one, and then whatever fell off the master's table happened to benefit the people of Libya. And yes, people in Libya lived well because the master's table was so rich, was so absolutely full that Gaddafi couldn't. He was filled up to his eyeballs. So then, what fell off the table of the master was plentiful for the people. But I promise you this: if Libya didn't have the kind of oil that Libya has, the people of Libya would be starving, and Gaddafi's stomach would be full. So don't get it twisted. Someone like Gaddafi happened to help his people because he was so immensely rich. The kings of Saudi Arabia are not just generous; they have so much that what falls off the master's table just happens to be a lot for the people. But they first take care of their own.
Guys, I don't want to beat this topic to death. I do have to move on to other topics. I have to apologize. I don't know if anybody wants to finish off on this topic. Dio, Mel, you want to finish off on this topic? Because I got to move on to the next topic. Oh, and by the way, Hafez, what did you think about our president, Joe Biden, and him saying that he wasn't really too concerned about the leak? Go ahead, the leaked documents. I don't know if you talked about that. Did you talk about that?
I did see that earlier on. Look, I don't know what levels of Adderall he was on that day, or what he's. Look, this is an old pensioner who should have retired decades ago. I feel bad for him. I'll be honest. I actually feel sorry for Joe Biden. If anyone went to any old people's house and wheeled out an 85-year-old and forced them to work, you would consider that person to be cruel. You would consider that person to be an abuser. Who would put an 85-year-old man to work?
Yeah.
Nobody, let alone let them run the most powerful nation on the planet. That is insanity.
Mel, you about to say something, Mel?
Oh no, I was addressing the troops that were released in the document release. Are there other things going on? Yes, most likely. But if people don't think Russia didn't have troops in Crimea and that brand new Russian equipment wasn't sitting in Crimea when all this started, and everybody wants to point at the U.S. doing things.
Yeah.
Guess what? Russia does those same things. That's how they recently got into Kazakhstan. They send in people to foment riots. Then they bring their troops in to quell, and they never leave. That's how the Soviets have operated throughout history in Central America and in the Middle East, all over the world.
So are you saying that the Russians also should not only read the same book, The Confessions of an Economic Hitman, but the Russians also have agent provocateurs that do the same thing?
Yes.
We're all playing the same game.
This is world espionage.
100%. I 100% agree with that. There is no. China is doing exactly the same thing and making their own moves and moving their own pieces on the chessboard the same as everyone else. If we think that Russia and China don't have global aspirations, you're absolutely naive. You're sleeping. So of course they do, and I'm not saying they don't. But my only criticism is: is Ukraine worth a nuclear third world war?
Well, this is where I have to disagree with you, because I mean, we're acting like this is some huge bombshell when it's not. I mean, you really think that these 14 guys are any more of an act of war than when we sent over billions of dollars of weapons that would be used to kill Russian soldiers and, let's face it, Russian civilians? Do we really think this was any more of an act of war than the billions of dollars of funding we sent to a government that was installed by George Soros, causing a revolution that led to the ethnic cleansing of Russian civilians? Do we really think this is any more of an act of war than having our own citizens come over in mass with the express purpose of fighting the Russian soldiers in Ukraine? I mean, we need, like I said before, we need to be adults about this. We know what was going on. We know it's been going on from the start. This is nothing new. This is nothing groundbreaking. This is just confirmation of what we already knew. Anyone who was paying attention knew all of this already. I've been screaming it for the rooftops for nearly 2 years. So
this isn't confirmation of what you're saying.
It is. It's
No,
saying, yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
We've been through this. We're going to go down this whole rabbit hole again just for you to finally admit yes at the end? We did that once already.
No, dude. I am referring to the troops that were released, the troop numbers that were released.
Yeah. And we know there are Green Berets over there training those troops, and we know those supplies are not just being dropped off and left. We know what's going on. Let's not play pretend. We've been over this.
I do have to switch to the next topic, though. Let's see here. Salute everybody in the chat. I do have to apologize to anybody who's watching. The other day, I made some disparaging comments about the CashApp founder. He was stabbed to death in San Francisco. I automatically assumed it was a crackhead. San Francisco has a huge homeless population in terms of the per square mileage, a huge drug problem. And I'm going to read this article, and I'm shocked. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but here, let me read this article real quick. San Francisco murder victim Bob Lee to be buried in St. Louis. CashApp founder's suspected killer is arrested. I thought it was a crackhead. Bob Lee was 43 years old when he was stabbed to death in the California city. Bob Lee, the 43-year-old tech titan who founded CashApp and died in an ill-fated Silicon Valley business trip last week, will be laid to rest in his native St. Louis, according to a San Francisco funeral parlor. Lee, who had lived in San Francisco for about 2 decades before relocating to Miami, godless city, which he described as like Silicon Valley in the early 2000s, died last week in a shocking late night stabbing. Additional details were not immediately available. His final moments were captured on surveillance video outside the Portside, a high-rise condo complex near San Francisco Bay Bridge, where a two-bedroom apartment will sell for more than $1 million. A visibly injured man in a black shirt and jeans flagged down a driver appearing to ask for help before the vehicle continues on. Damn. He tries a locked lobby door, collapses, and staggers out of view. Police arrested a 38-year-old Bay Area man named Nima Momini on Thursday in connection with the attack, San Francisco Police Chief Bill Scott announced during a news briefing. The man that stabbed him, where is he at? There's photos of the guy who stabbed him. Have you guys seen the photos of the guy who stabbed him? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, you have? Let me bring it up real quick. Let me bring up the guy real quick. See, this is the guy right here. Nima Momini, tech exec as well. The question I have for you guys is, by the way, real quick and fast, would you ever sell British classified documents for $1 million to Russia or China? Just yes or no?
I consider myself, as much as I critique Britain, I consider still myself a British patriot. And no, of course not. but I expect my country to behave and in an honourable, honest way as well. So if I find Britain to be come wanting, and I believe me, I find Britain to come up wanting a lot, then I would be torn. But generally, no, I consider myself a patriot.
Okay. That is awesome. Okay, so back to the San Francisco man who Cash App exec who was murdered. The question I have for you on the panel is: was this a bad case of gay sex? Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
I'd definitely be interested in the motive behind this. I mean, this isn't something that just happens. You know, I mean, was this a work dispute? Was he sleeping with the guy's wife? I mean, like you said, were they lovers?
Yeah.
So I would like to know more about the motive before I start assuming too much nefariousness into this. But the status of his profile, the rank that he holds makes it very suspicious. When anybody this high up dies, I'm automatically going to start looking for a conspiracy theory to follow, because usually they're right.
One thing I want to say about this San Francisco situation is that it is an exceedingly sad state of affair to think that when someone gets stabbed in your city, that there is so much crime and killing going on already that you just think automatically there has to be some homeless crack addict that just did this as a routine thing of living in San Francisco. I mean, I think the Democrats are playing a very dangerous experiment with these woke supposed cities that they run, and this is to the detriment of the American people.
Mayo, what say you, man? Mayo, I believe that this was a bad case of gay sex. It is San Francisco. It's a large homosexual community there. We do know that there are higher rates of domestic violence between gay couples. I know that this man was married, but let's be honest, more than likely the pendulum leans towards that. But Mayo, what say you, sir? Go ahead.
Well, I really want to see the expanse that is his business.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
You know, he has an app apparently and a website.
You're talking about the guy who killed him, Mimi, right?
Yes.
Mima?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What is really the value of his business? Who does he do business
I don't really think he's a millionaire.
This could be a shell, You know, this could be somebody's LLC shell.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
And it's an IT consulting firm. It's not. I really don't see this being a professional relationship.
You don't see it being a professional relationship because you. Let me see, Bob with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Bob. Bob says, "Explain gay sex going good." I can't, Bob. I cannot explain gay sex going good. As you know, Bob, I'm very heterosexual. So two men having gay sex is appalling to me. But if you are gay in the chat, or if you are gay listening, salute to you. But I can't explain gay sex going good. But Mayo may be on to something. I too thought that guy Mimi or Mima Momeni is just a guy who has a LLC. He may, call a few clients or call a few people here and there, but I don't believe that he's on the same level as the Cash App founder, who probably has $1 million severance package. He was a founder, one of many. I think it's like 3 or 4 founders. Maybe the guy was funding Mima, maybe cut Mima off in terms of funding. It was some sort of relationship where the Cash App founder probably was in a position of power, monetarily speaking. I don't know what was going on, but Mayo, am I on to something with that? Is that what you were talking about?
Well, that's what I want to know. I want to know the expanse of his company and if there's anything on the professional side.
Yeah.
But stabbing is a very personal crime.
Yeah, I will say I don't think this was a government handler killing him. I mean, if this was a situation like the Reddit founder, this would have been much more cleanly done. He was also Bob Lee was also tied into crypto, so this could have been as a consultant, he could have been watching illegal funds for a cartel or a criminal organization, and if that got lost, the crypto industry has been taking some big hits. That could have been a reprisal for lost money.
Wow. Okay. Hafez, Mayo.
I mean, we can speculate.
It's a sad state of affairs when we have to go into this level for everything that happens.
Yeah, stabbing is very personal, actually.
Well, no, I mean the conspiracy level.
Okay.
You
mean in terms of trying to figure out what happened? Okay, I got you.
I mean, as I said, that's exactly what I was going to say. Is that I don't really think this case is an important enough case for us to go into conspiracies to speculate, because one way or the other, how is that going to impact average Americans' life? But it is, I think, as I said before, it is a sad state of affairs that someone gets stabbed in San Francisco, and it's basically like, life in San Francisco. That's how it is. And I believe there's other people. I don't know if you guys know Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. She is now beginning to complain about the way that homeless people basically grabbed her in the middle of the streets in Los Angeles. And it just seems I see a pattern here, and the pattern seems to be Democrat-run cities in the United States that seem to have this. Now, don't get me wrong, we have our own problems. London's crime rates has gone up considerably in the last 4 years because we've had a equivalent to your Democratic mayor in London. It's a gentleman named Sadiq Khan. He's basically doing the same things. He's not arresting people for the sort of low level crimes, and so other higher level crimes are increasing. Stabbings, machetes. People are running out because we don't have the gun problem that the United States has. We don't have guns in the way the United States has. But it doesn't matter. The violent crimes in London, at one point, it was higher than New York in, I think, 2020 or 2021. We had more murders, homicides in London than we had in the United States. So this gun thing is also another misnomer, that as if you get rid of guns, somehow your homicide rates will suddenly vanish. That's not true. People will pick up pieces of metal, sharpen them, and then stab each other with them. So we have machete attacks, knife attacks regularly. I myself had my car broken into less than 5 months ago to just smash my rear window, took the bag inside. Luckily, I had nothing in the bag of importance, but generally, it's a regular routine now. And the police did nothing because they said there was no CCTV camera to capture the event. So they literally did nothing. It was just like, yeah, okay, you lost your bag. You live with it. Life in London. That's it. That is not how you should be, how you should expect to live in a 21st century first world nation. These are not the behaviors that you should be expected to tolerate in this scenario, especially with the level of tax I pay every month to the police, to the system, to try to supposedly keep me safe. Because this isn't for free. People think you live in a city for free. No, you pay through the nose through your taxes. And again, I just want to make this point for those who are advocating for a national health system for the United States. We have one in the UK. It's not free. I pay absolutely a fortune for this health system, which I do not use at the moment, not as much as older people. But when it comes to time to use it, half the time it's not available, and I have to go private. I'm just lucky that my company has private healthcare because it's useless. The national health trust me, things are not as rosy. We're not running around with rainbows and unicorns in Britain.
Okay, I thought.
Well, you are, but that's for other reasons.
Bob with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Bob. Bob says, dude, talking about the CashApp founder, Bob Lee, lied about pulling out, and the other guy swallowed. CashApp guy got his ass cashed. Bob, that was absolutely an appalling super chat, but salute to you, man. Positivity is coming your way. Guys, Walmart. You don't have any Walmart.
One thing, CT, on this.
Go ahead, sir.
Bob Lee was also separated from his wife.
Okay. Go ahead.
And they've been separated since 2019.
Oh, okay. Separated from his wife, San Francisco, 3 in the morning. Ooh, it might be, you know, I'm not saying
it's not a good look. It's not a good
look.
look.
Not a good look. Not a good look. No. Not a good look. Go ahead.
I would weigh in on two things that Reflex mentioned. First, I'd say that this killing is actually a very big deal because the control of the flow of money and information are two of the primary ways that modern warfare is fought on a population. So the death of somebody in charge of CashApp, that requires a great deal of scrutiny and consideration.
He wasn't in charge of CashApp, sir. He created it. He is not involved in CashApp anymore.
Regardless, I mean, he's very tied into the money system. This is not an unimportant man. So his death does bear scrutiny. The other thing I would weigh in on is what he mentioned about the police not doing anything, and that has become an increasing problem. And part of why I say that we need to just defund and abolish them and deputize the citizenry. We recently had a fight at my workplace. A woman in charge of the mentally challenged had one of her people get out of line, and the cops did nothing. They showed up late, which is to be expected. I mean, response times, everybody knows are horrible. But when they got there, they didn't even take camera footage. At my job, we have cameras on every walls. This woman must have been on from at least a dozen different angles, and they didn't even bother getting the camera footage. So that is the level of ineptitude that has become the standard today.
Police. Yeah.
If you're not...
You said deputize everyone. You would be deputizing that crazy old woman.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. The homicide rate is going to spike for a very large amount very briefly, and then it's going to go down when all the idiots are dead. So it's a working solution. It's not a pleasant solution, but it's a working solution.
Diagnose, you're insisting on the Darwinian solution to your city's problems. Just let the idiots die and the good people. I thought we've evolved past that particular type of solution. I think there are other options, but you know, it's interesting. Name them. Are you honestly saying that you don't have a third option than to let the crazies kill each other in some kind of massacreist sort of Royal Rumble?
I have wasted over 20 years of my life trying to find better solutions. This is the best one I have. If you have a better one, I will listen. Otherwise, yes, I am a Galtist accelerationist. I am 110% for pushing these people into killing each other.
The Thanos solution to solving crime.
Give me 1 second, guys. In other news, let me read this real quick. This is about Walmart. Walmart plans to close half of its stores in Chicago, a reversal of the retail giant's high-profile commitment in 2020 to expand in the city as part of its corporate racial justice initiative in the wake of George Floyd's murder by the police. Walmart announced Tuesday that next week it will close 4 poor-performing stores out of the 8 it operates in Chicago. 3 of the locations are located in Chicago's South and West Side neighborhoods, which are predominantly minority and have long struggled with grocery and retail access. One of the stores is in Chicago's North Side, which is predominantly white and more affluent. The announcement comes after Walmart highlighted its efforts in Chicago as a critical part of its broader $100 million pledge to advancing racial equity in 2020. Chicago will be an example of what's possible when we leverage business, government, and community organizations for the good of all. It also follows more than a decade of intense efforts by Chicago political leaders to draw Walmart and other change to underserved areas to spur economic development. I know exactly why Walmart has failed, but nevertheless, what say you guys?
I say this illustrates exactly why we need the Thanos solution. These companies were losing money hand over fist because they were being robbed. If you get rid of the businesses, that's not just access to the resources gone. That is access to the jobs gone. That is people who are losing their careers because they no longer have a place to work at. And what are they going to do? They will either starve or they will find some other way to make money. Those are the options available to us.
Do you also think that the shift in online shopping is really one of the causes as to why places like Walmart are going out of business? It's not just the fact that it's in this particular community, but just the fact that inflation and just online shopping.
Well, I've actually been following the record closing year after year. It's been record closings of brick and mortar stores, and they have tried to place the blame for a lot of this on online shopping. But let's face it, nobody's going to Amazon to get some eggs and a gallon of milk. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people just need to be able to get in person, and there's a lot of stuff that people just aren't buying anymore at all. Because they don't have the money. So another part of it is the lack of disposable income that people have. I'd say that's a much larger problem than the rise of the online retail industry. Is online retail eating some of their cake? Yes. Is that the main problem? No. And especially not in these areas, because if that was the problem, then it would be nationwide. It wouldn't just be in these areas. So it's made it worse. It's taken away a lot of the padding that they could have used to make up for these losses. But yeah, the stealing, the burning, everybody says, yeah, the insurance will pay for that, but then the insurance premiums go up and now the companies have to pay for that too. So no free rides.
Barnabas, what's up, man? Thank you. Oh, go ahead, Mayo. Yep, go ahead.
Burger King in Detroit.
Why do you think the Burger King in Detroit has failed, Mayo?
Because it's not profitable. It's not worth the money.
Right. Okay. Barnabas, what's going on, man? What say you about these leaked documents? What say you about this 21-year-old boy who is being, in my opinion, thrown under the bus? Mayo and 777, they think that the kid deserves to be thrown under the jail, along with General Petraeus and other individuals who have leaked information. I think that if you are young, 21, I don't really think that you are an enemy combatant of the state. I don't think that you even have the brain capacity to commit treason at 21. I just think he's just a college bro, dude. Look what I can do in a Discord. But what say you, Barnabas? Go ahead.
I'm coming for you, CT. I got a big problem with you. I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead,
because
sir.
anytime one of your people,
What do you mean, my people? What do you mean, my people? I don't know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
I don't. I'm an American, sir. You mean anytime an American? What do you mean?
Yeah. And yeah.
Go ahead.
Anytime one of your people that's young commits a crime, right? You freely admit with this white man that, oh, he's young.
I never mentioned he was white, but go ahead.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay, maybe you didn't. But it's funny how that works, right? It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
You're like, he's just a kid.
Yeah.
He's a frat bra, like I was. Like, not me, but you.
College bro.
Yeah,
he was a college bro.
Something that you identify with. You identify with this white man. You see him in you.
I didn't bring up race at all, guys, by the way.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
A full 21. He's not 15. He's not 18. He's 21. Okay. Anytime one of your people commits a crime.
Don't know what you mean, buddy.
You know what I mean. Commits a crime. And all these hardliners come out. They say, he's going to be charged as an adult.
Go ahead.
I'm like, oh, that's funny because he's 15. He's a kid. You're going to charge him as an adult? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if one of your people kills my father, let's charge him as an adult. But from the outside, it's kind of easy to see that's a child.
What are you asking me, sir? What are you asking?
No. And you are the same way. You're like, charge him as an adult. That's
what are you asking, sir?
What are you asking? I'm not asking you nothing. I'm telling you. I'm bringing it to light. You're a sellout.
Okay.
You're a self-hater.
Yeah.
And shame on you.
You're not.
Are you about to say Uncle Tom?
Okay, so here goes the thing, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's a lie.
You're
lying.
You're not being descriptive enough. You keep saying you people or your people, but I don't even know what you mean by that because I'm an American.
You do know. Yeah, do
know.
No,
I don't. I don't.
It's not fair for me. It's not fair for me to verbally spar against you. Everyone
say
knows
it, sir.
you're
I have no idea.
sophisticated. You're
I have no
slick.
idea what
You're slick. You're polished. You're bougie. You're high
What
class.
do you?
And
No,
here comes
I'm
little
not,
old
sir.
me, just
What do you
unsophisticated,
mean?
white trash in the gutter.
Sir.
I don't have the
What
vocabulary
do
like
you
you
mean?
have. It's not
Okay.
fair for me to go toe to toe. I need like a handicap. Like you play golf, I'm
Okay.
sure all the time. Never played it, by the way. When I argue with you, I need a handicap. This is
Sir.
an unfair fight. First
Sir.
off,
Are you trying to imply that I am caping for this boy because he's a white boy?
yes.
Okay. Did I cape for the Buffalo shooter who was 19?
There's so many shooters I can't keep up. Which one was that?
Did I cape? No, sir. You're comparing killers, carjackers to some silly kid who just took some documents and put it in some silly form to impress his friends. Are you seriously saying that I should put him in the same category as a drive-by shooter or a mass shooter? Is that what you're saying, sir?
You're the first person in history that I've ever heard in my entire life. You know, growing up, you always hear charge them as an adult, charge them as an adult. It's Friday. It's Freaky Friday. It's CT Chaotic Truth Friday. It's let's charge this adult as a child. I mean, that's what you're saying.
Sir.
You're weak on crime when you like the perpetrator.
Again, sir, since you brought up race, I didn't bring up race, but since you brought it up, I blacked out on that Buffalo shooter.
Man, we ain't talking about that.
Talk
about a kid. Because he was an adult. He was a full adult. Talk about a 15-year-old. Talk about a 16-year-old.
Sir. You brought up race. So now I got to kick some knowledge to you.
You've been kicking it around. You've been kicking that can around.
Sir.
Tap dancing around it. I'm the one that got to bring it to light and unearth.
Sir, if anybody can remember, that's black or white, since you brought up race, I must have said the hunky word 1,000 times that episode. I give smoke equally to everybody.
No, you don't.
Again, sir. That 21-year-old college bro has not killed anybody. He has not robbed anybody. He is not a menace to society. He's just a college bro who stole some documents. I will admit that. I don't know if he stole it, but he procured some documents and was trying to impress his Discord friends. That's it, sir. I disagree with Mayo. I disagree with 777. And I disagree with anybody who thinks that boy should be in prison or in jail or brought up on any charges. The charges should be dropped. He's just a college dude.
Chaotic. Should there be some consequences for revealing secret documents?
Again, it depends on what was revealed, in my opinion. Now, if he revealed some, Area 51 documents, something like that about some aliens, yeah, that could cause a global hysteria. But all he did was reveal what we already knew about the Ukrainian war. Coach Red Pill had been talking about this for almost a year. That kid needs to be out and playing World of Warcraft or whatever those stupid games that these young kids play right now. Go ahead, Barnabas. Go ahead.
You are a spin doctor. Can you hear me? You are a spin doctor of the highest order. You really need to be Trump's press secretary. You're out here. First off, you're infantilizing this man by calling him a boy. You're already you're planting seeds in some of your fans that can't really think for themselves, right? It's like, ooh, let me just tell people how to think. He's a boy, and then people are like, oh, he's a boy. Let him off. And then you're like, and then you exchange the word stole with procured. I mean, you're really like that guy. What's that guy's name? Like the Republican strategist who comes up with all these little fancy words, death tax, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're a spin doctor, and you're a shyster. And everyone says that I'm a Fed, I'm a plant. Ain't nobody paying me. But my question is, who is paying you? Who's CT?
Can I ask you a question? What exactly is it about this crime that you feel is so severe that he should be charged to such a level. What is it that he did exactly that you find so egregious?
Well, I didn't say anything about him. I just came for CT first off. But if
I mean, how can you say that he's treating him unfairly if you're saying he didn't do anything that deserved more of a punishment than this, but he's white and therefore he should have been treated harsher? I mean, how does that make sense? If he didn't,
I didn't say that at all, Dio. Dio,
no.
Dio, you and CT are cut from the same deceptive cloth.
No. If you need to explain. If you're saying that he went light on him, then you need to explain why he should have been treated more harshly.
Okay, first off, I think the record has shown how I feel about CT. So now we can move on to this.
This is like a personal thing.
It's not personal, man. It's all business, and the business is America. Make America great again. CT's in the way.
Barnabas. Okay, so what should the 21-year-old man Jake be charged with, and how many years in the penitentiary should he serve?
Okay, first things first.
Go ahead.
And I think Eric. It's too bad Eric's not here, honestly.
Go ahead.
But he's a coward too. But he has some good ideas sometimes. America has been lying to us. Yeah, Russia's going to win this war. The more weapons we give the Ukraine, ultimately, the more people just die and suffer and get their bodies just rearranged and turned to mush, which is horrible. It's not funny. And Russia's going to win.
Okay.
And that's that. And anyone with half a brain knows that. So, the real question is, what is this man's motivation? We don't know. I'm glad that it got leaked, honestly. Do I think, I haven't obviously pored over the documents. If it in some way or another put an American soldier at risk, okay, now I have a big problem. But I don't think it did. It's just bringing light to what is obvious to anyone with half a brain. That being said, also hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Of course, I did not serve.
Yeah,
but I don't really want a military leaking secrets, man. I don't want it. I'm sure Mayo can back me up on this. We can finally find some common ground.
Back him up, Mayo.
What do you think, Mayo? You like these people spilling the secrets? I mean, it's insane,
the biggest problem with this release, right, was the locations and systems of Ukrainian anti-aircraft weapons.
Oh, geez. Okay, now that's some real stuff, actually.
Yeah,
because there's probably an American there, like teaching them how to use it. I bet you. Which I'm against, of course, but. Well, listen.
But no, that could lead to the deaths of thousands.
Okay, yeah.
Tens of thousands.
Now, even though I am against what America is doing internationally, of course, we cannot have the military just willy-nilly leaking or deciding what is classified or top secret documents to the world. This is a dangerous precedent. Where does it end? Was he a college bro? And let me tell you a personal story. I knew someone who worked for the government. This person thought they were special. They thought they were fancy, and they were kind of fancy and special. But they would always say, I've got some kind of clearance. Always like putting it in my face because I'm just poor white trash. I'm like, well, if you ain't going to tell me the secrets, then shut your mouth. What kind of secrets do you know? And they would always tell me, ooh, I know that Trump is going to get arrested. Now, this is like before he even got elected as president. I'm like, okay. And in the beginning, I believed this person. And years went on. The boy cried wolf 1,000 times. And they keep telling me they know all these secrets. They know someone in there who's Trump's going to get arrested. And the P-tape is real. And they've seen it. And all these lies, just lying. So that's kind of like what CT is saying with the college bra, just flexing. I mean, everyone flexes to a degree. If I had something to flex on, if I had a Rolex, I'd be wearing it right now and put my wrist up like that. I mean, everyone likes to flex. Everyone likes to show off a bit. There we go. So I get it, man. I get it. should 21-year-olds be having top secret information? Probably not. I'm stupid now. You think I'm stupid now? You should have seen me when I'm 21. Oh my God.
May I simply ask, what is an appropriate punishment for this individual?
Well, I don't know what the standard punishment is. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not JAG or whatever it's called. I mean, he has to go to prison. You can't just let the military document.
This is up to and including 10 years per document. This could be up to and including 10 years per document.
All right, give him 10 years and let him out in 4. How about that? How about that?
That's not how the federal system works, sir.
Okay, well, the next president can give him a Chelsea Manning early release, something like that.
Well,
yeah, that won't happen.
It might happen. You don't know.
There is a bit of a misconception here. Again, Mayo can back me up on this, but top secret really doesn't mean much beyond don't talk about this. So this idea that a 21-year-old can't handle this information, it's something that we have to have 21-year-old handling because we don't have enough qualified, high-ranking security officers that could do all this. Again, it's everything down to the supply lists for bases and troop movements and little things that just have to be handled by glorified secretaries, basically. So something comes off the printer that's got to be taken into the captain's office. That could be top secret. They could see 100 of these documents in a day. Again, if it's 10 years of document, I do think, 38, 43 documents. So he's looking at several hundred years that it's a military prison. There's no parole for this. So he's going to be away for
at least 150 documents he released.
150.
So,
all right.
Obviously, I don't want him to die in
and you
prison.
said how many years per document, Mayo?
He could get up to 10 years per document.
So he should get 1,050 years in prison.
Okay, I say give him what Biden.
No, I'm sorry. Let me do my math on this one. How many years would that be per document? You said 150 documents, right? Yeah, 1,500 years. Is that 1,050 or 1,000?
1,500. That's correct.
1,500. So, Mayor, are you saying that if he lived to be 1,500 years old, he should get 1,500 years?
Oh, he should die in Leavenworth. I believe.
Too much.
But he'll most likely get. He'll most likely get 20 to 30 years.
Again, this is
20 to 30 years for being an idiot at 21. There are murderers of children that get less time than that.
Yeah, but
if I can interject here, this is a situation.
He signed a document. He signed a document when he got his clearance. He was advised of what happens when you violate your clearance.
Well, more than
he was in full knowledge of his actions.
Mail, let me read the super chat real quick. And Mail, I got to talk to you real quick because I'm really wow. Bob says 1 year in jail, 5 years probation. Or you mean 5 years? Yeah, 5 years probation, and a bad conduct charge. The kid is a doofus, not a malicious criminal. I agree with you, Bob. I've been saying that since I started the stream. Mayo, you were 21 years old I don't know how many years ago. You were 21. We were all 21. You know that your brain does not function at a high level or at an adult level compared to a 40-year-old man. You know that, Mayo. Let's be honest.
Sir, when I was 20 years old, I was in charge of the company battle book in Germany. This was our brigade's combat plan in case of a Soviet invasion of Europe.
Not to cape for Mayo here, but I mean, we do have to consider the consequences of the actions. If this man was not acting as a whistleblower in the defense of the American people and their interests, if he was just acting illegally and immorally to show off, I mean, 1,500 years sounds like a very harsh sentence, especially when there's no hope of parole. But if he gets 1,500 people killed by releasing a document, that's the flip side of it. So there is a reason why these laws are so harsh. If you're putting people's lives in jeopardy, you better have a really, really good reason, like defending the American people, like protecting the Constitution, like keeping us from going to war without congressional approval. If you're not doing that, you're making a big mistake.
Yeah. And I think.
Do you think that Edward Snowden and his celebrity status led this man down the path of ruin? Do you think he fancies himself a bit of an Edward Snowden Jr.? I think is a question that needs to be asked.
Possible. It's possible he was influenced by it.
No, if he was, he would have left the country at least before releasing it, or at least found himself in South America before the feds start knocking at his door. No, this guy is an idiot. He's an A1 idiot. There's no doubt about it. I mean, what kind of an idiot posts military secrets onto a Chinese media forum and then stays in the country?
Hafez, I don't know about college life in the UK, but I'll tell you something about America. Now, I didn't serve in the military, Mayo. I went to a 4-year university. And I can tell you the dumb shit we did when we were kids. Yes, some of it was criminal to a degree, but we didn't think about it like that.
Oh,
yes, would you say, Mayo?
CT, I used to sneak German girls on base.
And see?
So you should get life in prison then.
But guess what? I didn't give them my classified information.
Yeah.
They stole it from you after you passed out.
No, sir. I didn't keep
We're
it in
taking
my
pictures
room.
of it at the bedside.
No, I kept their panties, sir.
But Mayor, but Mayor, 100%. Can you tell me when you were intoxicated and you were doing, the vertical gymnastics with the girls? Can you recall everything you ever said to them? Do you categorically know exactly what you said and didn't say to them?
Yes. I didn't talk about operational secrets. I didn't talk about work.
I'd agree with Mayo on this. We have to have a firm line on when a man becomes a man. I mean, if we keep infantilizing men at older and older ages, I mean, if you're 21, you're old enough to vote, you're old enough to drink, you're old enough to have a gun, you're old enough to fight for your country on foreign soil. At some point, we just got to say, all right, you're an adult now, grow up.
No, but I agree with you, but I think that it should be some degree of proportionality. The fact that the man is liable to get 1,000 years in jail for just putting some document, that is not proportional.
He will not get 1,000 years. I mean, let's be honest, he probably won't get anything near that level of a sentence, even though he was a massive embarrassment, because the system is designed, and again, Mayo can probably back me up on this, it is designed so that people who screw up can screw up in ways that are not that dangerous.
That kid military needs to be... Go ahead, I'm sorry, Neil.
They used to have people they knew were foreign agents, and they allowed them to be around there just to see which ones of the linguists would go talk to them and which ones would be corruptible. That way they could weed them out.
My thing is this. But my thing is this, to Barnabas too. If we're going to treat this kid to a certain level of responsibility, treat General Petraeus and high-ranking officers, because he leaked documents and got probation. And this is a 60-year-old man, 4-star general, right, Mayo?
He was actually in charge of the CIA when he did that.
Even worse.
Even worse.
Even worse.
If I may, the reason that this man is going to be charged so severely is because he didn't release this information to a spy. He didn't tell his mistress. He didn't tell his Chinese driver. He didn't put it on some hard drive that Russia hacked. The reason he's doing this is because he released it to we the people. Russia already knows this stuff. China already knows this stuff. The one group of people they're interested in keeping this information from is we the people, because they want to keep us in the dark about this.
But a crime is a crime regardless of motivation.
But I mean, again,
that's why I'm against these hate crime charges and modifiers.
But he's been posting this stuff on there. This wasn't like one day he just went. This has been going on for months.
Years. I thought it was for years.
Months.
Okay, for months.
I just want to say thank you, Chaotic, for having me on. I have to go. My battery's about to die. I may have said some things that came across as anti-American, but I just want to let you know I'm wearing an NFL and drinking extremely commercialized American products. Anyway, thank you, guys. Subscribe, like, and do some super chats.
Thank you so much, Faz.
Drink a Bud Light. One thing
Octavius
bring up.
Baker with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says, I served for 12 years in the Navy with secret clearance. Mail is correct. He will most likely face a military tribunal with time in Leavenworth for the leak. And Octavius, or no, I'm sorry, not Octavius. Octavius, thank you so much, sir, for serving in the military and killing our foreign enemies so that I could be free. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate that super chat.
There's one angle you didn't bring up yet.
Barnabas, why didn't you serve in the military, by the way?
Why didn't I serve?
Yeah, why didn't you serve? Are you a coward?
You could say I'm a coward. Sure. Honestly, okay, let's first call me a coward.
Okay.
Let's get that out the way. After 9/11,
yeah,
we were kind of mad, right? I was thinking about it.
I think we all were. Yeah.
Revenge.
Yeah.
And it sounds silly to say this now, but you got to remember the time, 2001.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wanted revenge. And I was in New York when that happened. And
go ahead, sir.
And we were angry. And I thought, I want to join the military so I can go get revenge. But in my mind and what I've experienced in life, think of it as a child. Here's what I experienced as a child. Reagan dropped bombs in Libya one day.
Yeah.
Someone attacked Panama for some reason, Bush. Reagan attacked Grenada, right?
Yeah.
That took like a week, maybe, most.
I don't think it took a week. I think it was like quicker than that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Desert Storm was like over and done. And in my mind, I was like, I bet before I get out of boot camp, this whole thing's going to be over. 20 years later, we're still in it, of course.
Yeah.
And looking back at it now, I mean, I'm against these wars, so thank God I didn't. Plus, I'm a coward.
You're not a coward. No, but you're not a coward. But everything else is pretty good. I don't think you're a coward. Real quick, Jameson says shooting towel heads in Iraq didn't keep anyone safe. Ah, come on, man. Why are you calling that? Your boy says you gotta take. Go ahead.
There's one more angle that no one's mentioned. I'm surprised. We need maybe old Santa needs to be here. We need some conspiratorial minds. Is this a purposeful leak? Is this guy a true patriot? And they tapped him on the shoulder and said, we need you to do the most patriotic deed, which is to destroy your reputation in the eyes of America, to save America. They said, we're losing this war. We need to slowly leak it to the United States, and we need a fall guy.
Exactly.
And maybe they tapped him, or maybe they had something over him. Maybe they had some charges over him. You know, these computer nerds, you know what they're into. And maybe they said, hey, you're going to be the fall guy, and we're going to cut a deal with you. Maybe. I don't know.
I can see that. What do you think, Dio?
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I do think it's a real possibility because we know we are in a losing war. We are suffering. Basically, we're in the withdrawal stage of trying to get off of Keynesian economics. We've been trying to debt our way out of debt, put more money on the credit card to pay the credit card. And we've been doing this for a very long time. And without the petrodollar, which we are about to lose because the rest of the world sees us on Keynesian economics, we're going to lose everything. So we can't afford to keep sending billions of dollars to foreign countries. And we do have to find some way to announce to the people, hey, this isn't working.
Latifi with the five. No, you're good. Latifi with the €5. Thank you so much, man. The euro is worth more than $1 now. It says great now. Finland is team low IQ. Talking about Finland joining NATO. Thank you so much again, Latifi, for that super chat. Real quick, let me go back to something real quick. So, are you telling me, Mayo, that this
in connection with an investigation into?
So are you telling me, sir, that is the feds that are arresting him? Sir? I can't hear Mayo. Guys, can you hear him?
No,
Hello?
Mayo,
you
there?
Okay, yeah, that's the FBI.
That's the FBI in gear. So so that's an FBI vehicle. That's
what's known as a Bearcat armored car.
Okay.
Justice Department or
I was just making sure that it wasn't the MPs in a residential area, because now that would have been absolutely appalling in my opinion. But you said that the MPs can go into a residential area.
No, they cannot, sir.
Okay, they can't. Okay. I'm sorry?
Well, why would that be appalling?
Because in my opinion, the military is separate from the civilian world.
But he's a military member.
But why would I understand that, but I would think that the FBI or some sort of
MPs only have jurisdiction on military bases.
Thank God.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of instances
that's why the VA hospitals have their own security, because that's federal property. Wichita police cannot go on and conduct police business on federal property. That's why federal courthouses have different security than your county courthouse.
I don't know how firm that situation is, because I've seen a lot of cases. If a soldier gets in trouble, it's the MPs that go pick him up. If a soldier gets arrested for domestic violence charges, it's the MPs go pick him up.
So they can come to a residential
sir. Yes. Now, once he is arrested by local authorities, the AG's office, the Adjutant General, will go pick him up and transfer him to a military facility.
But real quick, give me a second here. If the soldier is, for example, in a residential neighborhood, and the military police, you're saying, can come pick him up?
No.
They can't. Okay,
no,
they can't.
They cannot.
They cannot. Okay, because what I was thinking is that what would happen if somebody started shooting at them? Would the military police be allowed to shoot at civilians? So that's all I was thinking.
That's one of the reasons why the MPs can only operate on base.
Okay.
Now, they will go pick up prisoners from civilian authorities, but they've already been arrested by civilian authorities.
Okay.
Like you'll see in military towns, you used to see MPs doing ride-alongs with local police.
Okay.
Like you see it a lot in the old movies, the SPs, the Navy SPs, and they're just serving as liaisons.
Okay.
They don't carry weapons.
Okay.
They're just there as a liaison for the local officers. But you don't even really see that much anymore. Mainly what you'll see nowadays with military operating in the civilian world is anything having to do with explosive disposal.
Interesting. Let me show you guys something real quick.
I mean, that's the whole thing, CT.
What's that?
Police force buying surplus military equipment. You probably did a show on it a long time ago.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, go ahead. Explain it. Go ahead.
No, that's the whole thing that they've been talking about, that all these American police forces are like gearing up like they're like they're the gosh darn army. They got all their little guns. They got these little like mini, they're not tanks, but they're like that. What are the Bobcat or whatever you called it? Hellcat? I don't know what it was called.
They have MRAPs and MRAPs and
yeah, I mean, the cops are walking around like they're in the army with the army pants and everything. It's like, I don't know, man. What is this, like South America? That's crazy to me. I want my cops in blue. Personally.
You're in a dying empire. There are large criminal cartels that are taking over. If you look at what just happened in Mexico, and we are not far behind Mexico, they tried to arrest our cartel leader's son. The cartel came in and it shot up the entire town and made the police surrender. That wasn't the local police. That was the federales. Okay, they took over and made the federal government back down and surrender the town to the cartel.
So you like local police forces looking like the military?
I didn't say I liked it. I said we're in a dying empire.
I'm asking.
Well, I'm saying we're in a dying empire. I don't trust the police. I think they can handle the job. Again, I just told the story of the cop that showed up at my job when there was an assault, didn't even bother to take the camera footage. I don't trust people to do my job for me. If I see a criminal, that's my job to make him dead. That's not their job. I can't trust them to handle it.
All right. Oh, can I talk about Finland, by the way? You know, Russia and Finland went to war.
Yeah, and Finland
years ago.
Ass.
That's what they always say, but it's like now that I'm living through Ukraine, they really maybe they did, but guess what? They lost territory in that war.
But they surrendered because they didn't really have good intel on what the Russian position was.
So you're saying they kicked butt, but they surrendered and lost ground. How does that work?
Yes.
Look at the numbers, gentlemen.
It's the propaganda. It's the same thing. Ukraine propaganda.
No. Do a search. on casualties and lost equipment.
No, I know it's huge. The Russians lost zillions of people.
Yes.
They froze to
Yeah.
death. And keep in mind,
For
Finland
a
was
couple
on the
hundred
side
miles.
of Germany back then, only because Russia attacked them first. I mean, it's this whole thing. And that's why the mustache man decided to attack Russia, they say, because Russia did so poorly against Finland. Anyways, I'm getting off track, but
let me see real quick. MC007 says, I was a MP military police, and we can go into or make an arrest with the company or his company unit. With the company of local law. Oh, yeah, being the company of local law enforcement. So that means that you could. Okay. I didn't know that. Nina says military tribunal is coming his way unless he puts on a dress. Call in, Nina. Real quick, guys. I want to show you guys something real quick because I want to talk about this real quick because I think this is really interesting. Texas man sentenced to 70 years in prison for spitting at police during a domestic violence incident.
A jury handed that verdict down to this man, 36-year-old Larry Pearson, today. He was found guilty on 2 counts of harassment of a public servant for spitting at the officers.
Ew.
Pearson was arrested in May 2022 for a domestic violence incident. As he was being taken to jail, Pearson started kicking the doors of the officer's vehicle. When an officer opened the door to tell him to stop, Pearson spit at both of them and continued spitting at them until he got to jail. Pearson also had prior convictions of aggravated robbery and continuous family violence. It's 70 years in prison for a Lubbock man found guilty of spitting at Lubbock police.
What say you guys about this case?
This is deceptive reporting.
Why?
Because the cops are there for domestic violence, they said. And they just he did spit at the cops, I guess, but they didn't mention, oh yeah, he's got a huge criminal history, they said, and he was called out for domestic violence. It's not because of the spitting. I don't believe that. It's not true.
Yeah,
They're just lying.
Yeah.
They're just trying to rile up your people, CT. Don't believe it.
What do you mean? My people. Sorry, I'm an American, so I have no idea what you're talking about, but go ahead.
You're American people. They're trying to rile them up.
Well,
Check out David said, my daughter. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I agree with it. I mean, biological warfare is illegal. If somebody's spitting at you, you don't know what diseases they have. So, frankly, I think this is something we need to be taking more seriously as a civilization. You don't go around doing this kind of stuff. There's been stories of people throwing urine on people, throwing their own feces at people, spitting on people. And you have to consider that over a third of women and over a quarter of men have incurable STDs. Do you really want an incurable STD that some homeless guy smeared on you with his feces? That is a life sentence for me. No, get rid of them.
Barnabas, go ahead.
This is a career criminal.
He's not getting 70 years for spitting. It's not what it is.
It's 70 years including the spitting. We know. I mean, you're right. But I agree. Even just if it was just a spitting, I'd still say that's fair.
This is how we should treat habitual criminals.
Well, there's something to be said there. I mean, what's his record? I mean, is he just he's constantly violent, constantly causing trouble? It's a problem. It's a problem.
Prior convictions for aggravated robbery and family violence.
I can't defend that.
It just bothers you, Barnabas.
It does bother me, but I don't like getting beat up either. That bothers me more. So, I know you want to put me in this box that I'm not in. You want to say I'm some bleeding heart liberal all the time.
Well, I don't agree.
True.
I mean, if it's 70 years, well, I mean, believe it or not, I don't agree with the 70-year sentence at all. But I see where Dio and Mayo are coming from in that situation. But I wanted to talk about that because I was asked to talk about it.
But I have something to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like the court system in America is like buying a used car. It's like you need to have a law degree to figure it out. When they say 70 years, everyone knows it's not 70 years.
Of course.
Why don't we just sentence them to what it is?
Because it's up to 70 years. Yeah.
And
no, he was sentenced for 70 years.
No,
parole is a sword of Damocles. They will let you out on parole, but if you screw up for something little, they want to be able to.
And you do the rest of the sentence. Yep. Yeah.
This was also a trial where the jury was allowed to hand down a sentence. And they did. They wanted this guy out of society.
The jury does this? I thought a jury only does true or false, guilty or not guilty.
No.
What? Juries don't decide sentencing. That's
In
the
some
judge's
states
job.
they do. In some states they do.
Well,
now they are given guidelines.
Right.
But they are.
I'm not the expert.
They are allowed. They are allowed to hand down sentences. And the prosecutor in this case asked the jury to send a message, and this is the message they sent. This is a jury of your peers.
All right. Well, it is what it is. What were the other topics, CT?
Other than that, man, it could be open for the next 30 minutes, man. I mean, I'm gonna get up.
Oh, didn't you talk about something else?
It's up to you, man. What you want to talk about?
What were the topics? Walmart, and what was the other one?
Oh, we talked about Walmart closing all the stores, not all the stores, but half the stores in Chicago. We talked about Joe Biden. I was making fun of him earlier today. Yeah, what about him? Go ahead, sir.
Elder abuse.
Yeah,
elder abuse. He's not running. It's obvious, and you can read through the lines. And his keeper, Dr. Biden, she's put there for a reason, to keep him in line. She's got she'll pinch him twice for yes and pinch him once for no. I mean, this poor guy. This is elder abuse. This is an embarrassment. This is a shame. This is a disgrace. Trump is an embarrassment. Biden is a disgrace. Biden is worse than Trump. This is. Could America look any weaker than we do now? Biden's in charge. I mean, what a laugh that is. What is he supposed to do? He can't even handle an interview with Al Roker. Roker is a weatherman, I thought. When did he start doing White House correspondence? You lose some weight, and then they go right to the top, right to the White House. See, that's motivation to lose weight right there. If you're fat, you do weather. If you lose weight, you get to go to the White House. Listen, this is a disgrace. This is a shame. But who's going to run? That's the real question. No one likes Kamala. I thought she was the best choice, too. I really thought she was the best choice. Everyone knows, she had sex. She slept her way to the top. That's a fact. That's undeniable.
You don't know that.
I've told this on your... First off, she's out there with Montel Williams, talk show host.
Yeah.
And with Willie Brown, the mayor of L.A. She got 2 promotions while having sex with a married man under Willie Brown. This is undisputable. This is true. This is the worst look for your people, CT. This is a bad look, and it's a bad look for women in general. It shows if you rub elbows and other things with the mayor of a city, you're going to get promoted twice.
Go ahead.
I can't believe you keep denying this Willie Brown thing. Oh, she's your sister fraternity, isn't she? Is that what it is?
You mean
is that
sorority?
Why you're protecting her?
You mean sorority, right?
Whatever it is, man. You know I'm low class.
Yeah, sorority.
That's why you're protecting her? Why are you protecting her?
I'm not protecting her. I didn't say anything about her. I don't know if she had sex to get to where she's at. I didn't see her doing it.
I've mentioned this on your show before. Yeah. Any article or anything I tell you, I expect you to fully research at all times. Okay. Especially Willie Brown and Kamala Harris. These are the facts. These are indisputable. Okay. Kamala can't run because no one wants her. So what are they going to do?
I have no idea. You mean for the Democratic Party? I mean, more than likely they'll get who's that big girl?
Stacey Abrams.
They're building up the new Maryland governor.
No, he gave up. Oh no, there's a new one. No, there's a new one.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think the person that the Democrats really want to run for president is Donald Trump. I don't think they care about anything else. They want to lose. So I think they realize that their party is falling apart when they are in charge. The only thing that holds them together is their mutual hatred of us. And when they are in charge, when they have all the cards, the only thing they have going for them is a bunch of different tribes that all hate each other, and eggs that now cost 10 times as much as they used to. So what do they really have? They need Republicans in charge to keep their base together. So I think they're going to run a lame duck, the lamest duck they can find.
I think they're going to run Wes Moore, because you have Obama socially with a military background.
Could be. Yeah, that's the new Maryland guy. You know what they really want is Michelle Obama. Could you imagine a double Obama in the White House again?
Isn't that crazy? But I think if Michelle ran, she probably would have she could win. She could
could
win.
win.
Actually, now that's crazy. She could win. Actually,
first woman and first CT people at the same
and
time.
a lot of people like Michelle Obama. A lot of people on the right like Michelle Obama.
No, they
You'd
don't.
probably even vote for her. I bet she's in your sorority, isn't she?
I'd like to see her.
I'm not in a sorority, you dumb. A sorority's for women, you idiot.
Sister sorority. How am I supposed to say it? You're so high class. I'm just nothing but a
I'm
pleb.
not.
Come on.
I'm not. But anyway, Mel, you don't believe people will vote for Michelle?
No.
Really?
Michelle and Stacy on the same ticket. A double chocolate fudge.
I can tell you this. Right or left, black women are going to vote for it.
100%.
Well, congratulations. You got 7% of the vote.
Well, hold on for a second. You might have more than that because a lot of Hispanic. I'm telling you, I don't know why, but a lot of women love Michelle Obama. A lot, and I don't really think there's anything wrong with Michelle. I mean, personally, I would never vote for her. Of course,
lies. You know you want her.
No, I wouldn't. First
Was
of all,
she in that sorority you like? Is she in the sorority? Tell me.
Hold on for a
Answer
second.
my
So,
question.
Mel, what about Hispanic women?
Is she in
Mel?
your sister
She's
sorority?
gonna get the, hold on for a second, Brian.
Why won't you answer the question?
She's not a sororities for women. I keep telling you that, Mel.
But you have a fraternity, and then you have like a buddy sorority. What do they call that? 08, 06 or something?
Let me mute this dude. Mel, what about women in all the other races? Like, what about white women? You don't think they'll vote for her?
Oh, there'll be a lot of virtue signaling with white women.
Go ahead. Okay.
But I don't think Hispanic women identify with her.
I don't think most white women.
The black and brown coalition only exists in the eyes of Democrats.
I mean, if you've been paying attention, there's actually been a large breakdown in the white women. Now that things are starting to get bad, the virtue signaling is going away. So I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but
it's starting to. But
who would you rather have, Biden or Michelle Obama right now? I mean,
truth be told, if I did vote Democrat, it would definitely be Michelle Obama over Biden. I mean, go ahead.
I don't know. I don't think it really matters who gets the woman's vote in the elections anymore. I mean, we're figuring the largest demographic that we need to consider, who's getting Dominion's vote. So I mean, that's what we really need to consider in this election.
The who?
Dominion. You know, they're the ones that run the vote now. They have the counting machines. They have the voting machines. They're the ones that they ran the 2020 election. So I mean, who's getting the real vote?
Hey, you can't talk about that on YouTube. You can't talk about that on YouTube.
No, you can't talk about that anywhere. They'll arrest you.
Yeah.
I bet you all women will come out for Michelle. I bet you.
Yeah.
I bet
I
she's
don't
an
think
easy
so.
victory.
I think so.
Bet she is.
I think
and she's just like her husband. Carries herself very well.
Yeah.
Very intelligent.
Like a linebacker.
She looks great. She looks great. She's better than Stacey Abrams. She looks good. Carries herself well.
Better than Stacey Abrams isn't really a compliment.
Professionalism.
I don't know, Mel. Look, man. Mel, you look, man. You know I'm right, man. I'm conservative, but
and you would make a better looking woman than Stacey Abrams, sir.
Michelle is pretty smart, man. She's Harvard educated, law degree. I don't know, man. She might, and then she's charismatic. She's elegant. But, she might actually win if she ran.
Is that black love? Plus, she's got Obama. I mean, Obama is still a pimp, man. He's looking good.
Why Abrams would win?
Why did she give up her law license?
I don't know why she gave up her. I didn't know she gave up her law license. I'm assuming she gave it up to be in the White House. I mean, she certainly wasn't practicing when she was the first lady. And she certainly doesn't have to practice now because she's a multimillionaire. I mean, why would she practice
she
now?
surrendered it to the bar because of a court case.
What was the court case?
Let me see.
Was she a litigating lawyer?
I don't think
she was in a law. Lawyer. Yeah, she was in a law firm at the time.
No, but he's actually was she a litigator, meaning like going into court. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't believe so. I think she was just
Sydney and Austin in Chicago is where she practiced. Marketing and intellectual property.
I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. She looks good. She's professionalism exemplified.
Well, Mel says she doesn't look good, though.
Okay,
so she looks like a linebacker.
Look, she has a few traits, right? But she takes what she has and and gives it the gold college try. You know, I mean, still, you're trying to tell me if you were single, Mayo, you wouldn't.
No, sir, I wouldn't. Not with a 10-foot pole.
Come on. What if she wasn't Michelle?
I don't
Maybe she
date
was a
women
regular
with
person.
shoulders larger than mine, sir.
Well, maybe you need to do some shoulder exercises. Are you saying
No,
you're weak?
sir.
Do
Sir,
some
I'm
push-ups.
fine. No, I'm fine.
That's her brother, by the way, Craig Robinson.
Oh, I was wondering what that was because those are her eyes, big time.
That's her brother. But anyway, go ahead.
You sure that's Craig?
Stop.
That is.
Stop talking bad about Michelle. Stop talking bad about Michelle. She is still feminine, man. She's good.
You're
She's good for
saying
America,
you would,
I think.
Barnabas?
You wouldn't?
I would not. No.
Stop the cat, man. Stop the cat. You can't even cam up. You can't tell me that you ain't going to get with Michelle Obama if she wasn't an Obama, whatever her original name was. I don't
Big
believe
Mike?
you.
Jameson says, "I prefer my chicks without." Ah, come on, man.
Facts.
Stop it. Stop.
You've never seen the picture, CT? Never seen the video?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Look, Michelle Obama doesn't look like Melania Trump. Okay, I'll give that to you. But let's be honest, she got a pretty mouth, big mouth. And she got a nice
Go ahead.
smile. And, she wears dresses. She carries herself nice. Yeah, there's something.
Like a
something good about
linebacker,
her.
sir.
Stop. Anyways, just get ready for it because she's going to be your next president. Maybe
I
with Kamala.
really do hope she wins. I really do. That is the nail in the coffin that the Democrats need.
Okay. Well, get them nails out. Get ready because she's going to win. They're going to bring her out at the 10th hour. She's going to come in, swoop down, relieve Biden of his duty, give him a medal.
Well, to be completely honest with you, she's never going to run. She lives in the lap of luxury now. She has no reason to even be in the White House, man. She's worth $50-60 million now. Beautiful. Go ahead.
There's more of a chance that they'll put Hillary in as VP with Biden.
Yeah, Hillary, yeah.
And then Biden will step down due to medical issues.
Oh, no. Don't say that. There's no way Biden can win. There's no way Biden can win. It's impossible. Even these liberals, you have to see what a horrible choice that
Biden
is.
got more votes than Obama.
Okay. But he's gotten worse since then. Every year, it's like exponentially worse. I mean, the dude's not even going to be able to walk soon.
How did he get worse? He didn't even campaign.
Biden did not get more votes, first of all. But second of all, I mean, there's no Democrat that can get in office that can hold things together. They're caught between a rock and a hard place. I mean, right on the one side, you have the right-wingers who are never going to accept the left. I mean, we spent the last few years being called literal Nazis, beaten in our streets, harassed out of our jobs, having our homes burned down. We're never forgiving that. On the other side, you have burners expecting welfare and handouts and, no police. So which side can they appease? They're going to be able to toe the line between them for how long? And if they are in charge, then they are in charge. They have no one to blame when things don't work. So when they can't afford to pay for the welfare, they can't say, oh, the Republicans did it. When they can't keep the cities from catching on fire, they can't say Republicans did it. When they can't get the price of food down to a level that you can afford on welfare, they can't say the Republicans did it. They have no scapegoat. If you look at the tribes that the left is holding together, they all hate each other. Do you think the LGBTQ community and the Muslim community like each other? Do you think the feminists and the Muslims and the LGBTQ get along? They all hate each other. The only thing that holds them together is that they hate us more. If we get another leftist in office running things, they're going to tear each other apart. They're already turning on each other.
Yeah, their coalitions are falling as we speak.
All
The
this is true.
LGBs are tired of the T's.
All this is true. I don't know what a burner is, though. What's a burner?
The face-punching burners, the people who have been turning our cities into giant piles of ash for the last 20 years.
You mean arsonists? Arsonists, you're saying?
I'm talking about BLM.
Rioter, sir.
BLM
Rioter,
and
sir.
Antifa.
Okay, I never heard.
Face-punching burners.
Yeah, but the problem is Michelle Obama is that charismatic.
No, she's not.
She is not.
You're
telling me-
insane,
you
dude.
think
You're
they care about
insane.
pretty words?
She's got the
They don't
personality
care
of a
about pretty
fucking
words.
rock.
She's got great personality. You're insane. You're insane.
Hold on. Let's say
why does she have the personality of a rock, though, Mel?
He's just hating.
Oh, have
Yeah,
you
I
ever
think- no,
seen
no.
her? Have you ever seen her talk publicly? She
Yes,
hates.
yeah.
That's all she does is hate.
I've
that's
never
effective.
seen that.
That's effective.
All right, let's say she is the most charismatic woman on the, well, not even the most charismatic. Let's say she's the most charismatic human being on the face of the earth. What is that going to do to help hold things together? Look at the price of food.
Nothing.
If you look at inflation, inflation has hit low-priced items harder than high-priced items. That means if you're at the bottom of the economic spectrum, which is the base of the Democratic Party, you are facing inflation that is several times higher than if you were middle class or upper class. How is she going to hold that together and excuse that?
The question is not. The question is not who is best for the country. The question is who's going to get elected.
No,
and
it's
I
it's
guarantee you, if
after getting
Michelle Obama ran for president, I guarantee victory. I guarantee it.
She might win, but I'm
guarantee
talking about after she wins, she's not going to hold it together.
Okay,
Because
well, yeah, probably not. But okay, so who's the best? DeSantis?
I don't think she's going to win. She hates white people. She said as much.
So does Trump. I mean, you
Well,
look at
one thing's for sure.
Wait a
Biden's
minute
not
now.
running.
Wait a minute now, Mel.
He said in
Mel,
that interview.
You said that Michelle hates Trump. I mean, white people. When did she ever say that? Because I didn't hear. I never heard her say
White
that.
people are still running for minority communities. That's a statement she made.
I mean, their presidential portrait was painted by someone who literally she was famous for just painting decapitating white people. I mean, that was her claim to fame, and that was the one that did their presidential portrait. Horrible portrait, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah,
I have all the leaves. Horrible.
That's where they got started. Was black people holding up the severed heads of white women. That was her paintings. They hate white people, yes, but that's a political gimmick. I don't think they really care one way or the other. They just want to, go to their base.
Oh, you're saying that the woman? Go ahead.
They see people shouting in grocery stores, unwilling to wear masks to keep us safe. They see people calling the police on folks minding their own business because of the color of their skin. They see an entitlement that says only certain people belong here. That greed is good and winning is everything.
Wait a minute. Now, the woman who painted Michelle Obama's painting, her name is Amy Sherrill, black lady. Are you telling me that she's painted photos of decapitated heads? You said, what are you talking about?
Dio said
I
that.
didn't say that, sir.
Who said that?
Not man. Dio.
That was
Dio. I don't know, Dio. I think you're wrong on that one. I mean, I'm looking at her portraits. I don't see any of that. You there, sir?
Just spreading misinformation, disinformation.
Dio, you there? Dio?
Can you hear me now? Yeah, sorry. I
What
think
was
I had
her
a
name?
malfunction in my mic. Yeah, it was the one that did the presidential portrait, not the Michelle portrait.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the Michelle portrait. Okay.
Yeah. So
you
I don't
said
think that they hate white people, though. I think they're just selling the grift. I mean, there are a lot of people who do hate white people. It's how they kind of pull all their bases together because they say, yeah, you may hate each other, but you hate white men more. And they want to build up that hatred to maintain that. But I don't think, I mean, if you put Michelle Obama and you give her a choice, she can live in the ghetto or she could live in a white community. I mean, we already know which one she picked because she picked it already.
Okay.
So I don't think they actually hate us. They just like to throw us under the bus for political gain.
Well, why do they live in? Okay, so if the Obamas hate white people, which I don't know, why do they live around white people?
Well, it's the grift. It's a political advantage. They want to sell that they hate white people so that they can use that to galvanize others against us. I mean, most of the people at the top, they don't really care. We're just a convenient scapegoat.
Oh,
They don't
and
have any-
Obama didn't move back to Chicago. He moved to the whitest place on earth, Martha's Vineyard.
I mean,
Well,
if
he
you
is
wanna-
half white. He knows the secret handshake.
If you want to see some of the most racist people on the face of the earth, look at the top of the left. I mean, they actually genuinely do hate black people and minorities and immigrants. And they get very upset if any of these kinds of people start showing up in their neighborhoods. Why do you think it was so effective for us to start busing migrants into their communities? They're perfectly fine having someone scrub their toilets as long as they live somewhere else.
Yeah.
And again, that's the exact term the lady on The View used. She's like, oh, Trump can't get rid of the immigrants. Who will they have scrub their toilets? So that's what they think of these people. I mean,
Well,
let me see.
I think on the other side of the coin, Bill Clinton has an office on 125th Street, aka Harlem. So I guess he
Get
loves
out of here. Harlem has been gentrified since the 80s. Stop.
He moved there in the 90s. His office is
Go
on
ahead.
125th Street. You roll your
Yeah,
eyes
and
all
do you
want.
think he's and where does he live, sir?
That's
In
his
New York?
office? That's
No,
his
that's
office.
that's
You think
that's
he
his
goes to that
presidential
office?
office.
That's just where he goes to get some strange.
That's
He
his
doesn't
office.
even go there.
What are you talking about? Of course he goes to his office. It's his office. It's on 125th Street. Last time I checked. They built it out there. And all CT's people were mad. It's the worst thing that happened.
I have
He
no idea
shouldn't
what you
do
mean
it.
by people, sir. I have no idea.
You know, the American
No, I
people
don't, sir.
with your
No,
similar
I don't.
values.
I don't. Let me see who's in the chat real quick. Pepe says they didn't want the poor to live near them, not their race. They wouldn't mind the millionaire blacks. Let me see real quick. Con Shonery said that chaotic is right. Check Cash David said chaotic truth. They hate peoples, the people in higher ranks. Do you know them personally? He's projecting. Let me see. Other than that, guys, I think I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. Any last words, any last comments? Thank you so much for being on the panel, by the way. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I got something to say.
Go ahead.
Someone else talk first. I don't have to look this up.
All right. I'd say, first of all, thank you for having me on. And second of all, follow the conspiracy theories. We're about 2 weeks ahead of the truth. So, you know, more and more comes out, more and more gets confirmed. They're admitting everything we said about the vaccine. They're admitting everything we said about Ukraine, it's all coming out. So follow the conspiracy theories. We're about 2 weeks ahead.
Awesome. Go ahead, Barnabas.
Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, June 1953. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed for conspiracy to commit espionage under the U.S. Espionage Act of 1917. It just came to mind as far as spying goes. Apparently, they sold nuclear secrets to Russia, and they killed them. I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to mention. You know, we need to find out what this guy's motive is first off.
I already told you his motive.
Well, that's what you think, but you don't know. Is he a bra?
Okay.
Is he a economic freedom fighter? Is he just a straight up traitor? We don't know. We don't know yet. What was the other topic? Oh, Bill Clinton. Not Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton has an office in Harlem back in the 90s. Remember that. And Joe Biden's not running.
No,
because even everyone says the same thing. Even the media is kind of turning against him. They used to protect him, and now they're like not even protecting him that much. They're letting you know, and they say, "I'll let you know if I plan to run," or something like that. He words it very strangely. He's not running, so you better start thinking about, or I guess not you, but they better start thinking about what they're going to do. And I really am wondering what they, quote unquote, are going to do.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Barnabas. Mayo, thank you so much, sir. Any last words, Mayo?
The things that are happening, you can't stop. All you can do is prepare to put yourself in the best situation when they happen. Don't crawl down the rabbit hole because it creates blindness. Just get ready.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to get the hell up out of here. I will be back tomorrow. Salute to you all, man. Thank you so much, man. Barnabas, salute, man. Peace. Guys, I'm about to get the hell up out of here. I will see you back tomorrow. This has been a great episode. Again, guys, the guy, Jake, I think his name is Jake. Not Jake. I'm sorry. Jack Teixeira. I rock with you. I want you out of jail. I don't think you should. I think all the charges should be dropped. I know what you're doing. You're a college bro, and all you were doing was trying to impress your friends. Salute to you, man. Other than that, salute to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for the cash apps, the super chats. Again, thank you, Matifi, Octavis, Bob. Thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
I am from Detroit, Motown. So you can watch Tootsie your monkey ass back to Africa if you want to.